What's up? Turn 2 Terribles here. Live here from the Livingston Lawn Care pre-race party here for the Fallen Firefighters race here at Lincoln Speedway. Jimmy here with Jay-Z. We got... Hello? We'll let some people get in here. Hello? Yeah, switch. Oh, should be up. Hey.
Okay.
Yep.
That's weird. When I talk, I can't hear it. I don't see that we're live.
So we're live right now. Got 2 cameras going on, trying to show you guys what we got going on here. If you can't hear us, please let us know in the chat.
There it goes.
That would be really helpful. Here on the fly. Lot going on. Beautiful day out, first of all. I mean, you can't get better than this.
It's amazing. I don't know what later's going to bring, but right now you can't ask for anything better than this.
It's beautiful out. Lots of race cars on display. We got Troy Wagaman right next to us. Jordan Givler. Olivia Thayer. Cam Smith. Who's the one?
Ashley Capetta.
Ashley
She
Capetta.
has a special Firefighters wing on.
Yeah, Chad Trout. Lots of drivers here. And we got a band that's about to start, I think. And yeah, there's quite a bit going on. There's hot dogs, french fries, free drinks. Yeah, I said free drinks.
Free? What?
Free for tips.
Free for yes. I walked over there and I was like, wait, what? How much? 0 point free. And I was like, oh, okay. So make sure you give out the tips and donations to it. But
yes, please.
Free drinks. Having a good time. We're gonna hopefully have some people stop by here. We got a few different folks. I mean, there's a little bit of everybody here. We got the firefighters are here. We got the Lincoln Speedway safety crew is here. Beerhill Gang is here. Lots and lots of race cars. In fact, Troy Wagaman's car is sitting here right here beside us.
He is.
Might have one of those guys join us. Maybe one of their crew guys. Maybe Ben.
Somebody will come over.
I don't think Ben likes to talk. He doesn't seem like much of a talker, but maybe he'll stop by.
Matthew Bird says, what's going on, boys? Family Eye are on the way. Can't wait to see you.
Come on, Matt. Why aren't you here yet? It's late. It's 1 o'clock, my guy.
It's 1 o'clock. This is going on till 4. The pre-race party here is going on till 4. And then, of course, the races tonight, 358, 410s.
What do you say? I can't.
He just said free drinks. Hell yeah. Getting some people in here. What's going on, everybody? If there's any audio issues, please let me know. I think we're good, but yeah, obviously Matt can hear us.
How's our audio, Matt? Did everything sound good on the stream?
Or are we too loud, too quiet?
Yeah, this is new. We actually have it working this time. Chili Cook-Off didn't go so well for the stream audio, so let us know, Matt, if you can hear this.
And if you are here, come on down, come chat, come hang out. We're all the way at the end of the race cars here. Right behind Troy.
Maybe Dakota will come chat.
Dakota. DK.
Get him.
DK,
come here.
DK.
Here, come talk to Jimmy for a minute. Here.
Come here.
Ben doesn't want to talk with you. He wants No, you sit down here. Here. Sit down and chat with Jimmy for a little.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
You're gonna hang out for a little bit.
Okay, who are we interviewing?
We're interviewing you, buddy.
Why are we interviewing me?
Thank you, Matt.
Oh, we got comments? Sorry.
Yeah, we got some comments.
The worst ever. Unprepared.
Yeah, this is a little awkward because I'm holding this thing, trying to give you guys an extra view here.
It's okay. You like to hold big.
I do like.
Never mind.
It's
are we live?
We're live. It's a very long stick.
And we'll just stop. We'll just stop.
So, Dakota Kuhn works on the 2D. What are you feeling about tonight?
Hopefully we draw good. Hopefully motor runs pretty easy. We're just trying some stuff here. I think this is race 8 for us with this Dylan Orwig deal, and just trying to make some laps. We haven't been here in probably a month and a half, and
yeah, it's been a while.
Trying to base some stuff off the last time we were here when we weren't very good, so it's kind of hard to make some changes, but we'll give her a shot.
Yeah, you have to hold it up a little bit more, but I think you're good. Yeah, this one sucks. This one's better. That's the good one. Ryan Smith says wood and wood. So
okay, well, Ryan,
I'm very flattered. Thank you, Ryan.
Well, Ryan, grab your golf clubs. We can go play quick 9 holes here.
Shout out Ryan Smith too. It was his birthday yesterday. We got another car rolling up. Who's
The
that?
Fish. Yeah, you need to get Scott Fisher on there. That's the best dude in the pit area, Scott Fisher.
Hell yeah. He's gonna pull up right
Yeah.
here. Look at that. I do. I got it.
Scott
I
Fisher
got
is
it.
the nicest guy and the best guy in the pit area. You
Uh,
definitely need to get him on the show.
Scott Fisher pulling up. We'd be there all day if Dakota played 9 holes, is what Ryan said.
It's not about being the time we're there. It's about having the fun.
So, you said it was a month and a half since you've been here, right?
Yeah, and about a month and a half since we've been here. We probably only raced twice in that time frame since then.
Yeah. It's,
And the one time we did try to race was at the Grove, and we got rained out after time trials. So, trying to get in a groove here. New everything for us. New car. Granted, it's our motor in the car, but it's a different car, different package. So it's just trying to make some laps here and get him comfortable.
yeah, I was just gonna say that has to be difficult. You know, new deal with you guys, and trying to feel everything out, and then you get all these rainouts. And it's got to be difficult to try to get everything. Your feet underneath you.
Yeah, it's very tough. Just limited laps, and really everybody's kind of in the same boat with not having many laps and just trying to race with the weather. That's the biggest problem here is just haven't had nice weather to get going and get in a nice rhythm. It feels like we race once, then 2 weeks off because of weather, then race, then go back the next week and you run time trials, and then you're rained out.
Yeah, it's the weather's been. I think we're gonna get some better weather here as we get into the summer. But yeah, it's been tough right now. You can't really get into a groove because you don't have consistent races. So you guys are going. You guys got tonight.
Yep.
And then you guys got BAPS tomorrow, right?
Yep.
So be at those two. What's the plans? Maybe next week.
Don't know 100% yet. As of right now, it's off, but subject to change. It's just racing and see how things play out. But I'm not 100% sure yet. It kind of right now. It's just, like I said, next week's supposed to be off. We were supposed to have next week off to be prepared for Western PSV week, but I think we're only going to run a couple races of that instead of the whole week. Just with some work stuff going on and other stuff. But as of right now, just trying to race when we can and fit it in.
Billy Rowley says would not and maybe. If it's y'all's guess on who's who. Meaning, I think you're the maybe.
I'll take the maybe.
He can be the maybe.
Because
I know I would. So
Isn't Billy the one who always makes fun of your hair?
Yeah, that's
So
no. That's Craig. Craig.
Oh,
Craig.
Craig. I'm sorry.
Tyler Shell says put DK in the car.
Okay, I'll run your car tomorrow at BAPS. I mean,
Tyler Shell will be at BAPS tomorrow on 305. Shout out Tyler.
shout out Tyler. Good luck tonight, Tyler. Don't bang the boards too hard. Don't bang the boards too hard. You got 2 races this weekend, bub. Yeah. And Mr. Lincoln Speedway is right here. Big,
There you go.
Time, Mr. Lincoln Speedway.
No, we haven't.
What was that, Troy? But yeah, just main thing is just getting a groove here. He's the same way. He's not in a groove. That's why you're not getting interviewed, because you're not in a groove either. That's what we're talking about with all this shit. Yeah, the shitty weather we keep having. Can't get groovy at the groovy, boys and girls.
Yeah, we're live.
Come here.
Live.
Come here. This would be Mr. Lincoln Speedway.
There you go. Troy Wagaman joining us.
How's it going? You guys having fun?
Troy, what are your thoughts of tonight?
The sun's out and I'm happy, and we actually get to race at Lincoln. And
Why are your guns not out if the sun's out?
Because I don't have any.
That's why. Look at this. Look at that.
I was
Look at
going to
them forearms.
say.
Look at them
Come on now.
That's all natural. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we're trying to keep.
Ryan
I
Smith
have
said,
to be,
"That's it.
bro.
I'm coming over."
Come on over.
Come on over, Ryan. Let's go.
How
And
do you
anybody
spell
else
it?
watching, make sure you come over. This
Yes.
is awesome
Listen.
right here.
Listen, we're gonna do a public service announcement right now. It's too nice to be inside watching flow.
Yes.
If you go to,
You better get-
General flow with high limit port. Go to port and watch, or come to Lincoln
Come to Lincoln.
to watch. I don't care where you go. Just get outside. You can
Get
go
to the
Bass.
track.
If you want to see some passing, come to Lincoln. No one wants to see that.
If you want to see Mr. Lincoln
Ooh, shots
Speedway in
fired.
person,
That outlaw still sold just off the front row. Come watch here.
okay, you got a point. You can't see Lincoln anywhere else except
Has anyone-
right here.
Has anyone won an outlaw show other than the first 2 rows this year?
Yeah, the other night didn't Gravel win it.
Yeah,
from
Gravel
six?
won it from like 6th or 7th.
Well, that place is actually slick. So.
And it's also David Gravel, so.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, slowly racetracks matter.
that's another PSA, but that's a different topic. We're here enjoying the nice weather.
That's why we all have opinions. It's a good time.
There's Hank playing in the background.
Yeah, we got Hank.
Yeah, I thought-
actually, just come to Lincoln. There's a band playing.
Yeah, this
There's-
is-
apparently there's free alcohol too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alcohol, Lincoln, Sun, good racing. What can you-
Mr. and Mrs. Lincoln Speedway are here.
Yep. I can't believe we got Jimmy Barr at Lincoln and not.
I know. Listen,
Listen,
I
Barr
skipped
was gonna go to
Sealam's Grove last night to
Grove
be here,
He
too.
came here to watch the live band. That's
That's-
how big an event this is.
that's, yes.
Oh wait, it's on there, right? Pete Town's here and all.
Yeah, P Town represent. DK and P Town, baby. Let's go.
You get out.
All right.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I'm done.
Here,
Hold on.
JC.
Hold on.
I'm going to
We
hold
gotta get
this.
Scott Fisher on after Troy Wagaman.
Yes, we will.
Well, he said you got to clean up. They're setting up. So
Yeah, that's why I said
we're gonna-
after Troy Wagaman.
yeah,
Are me and Jeremy going live?
we're staying live.
Oh, okay.
We've been live, sir. We've been live. So I don't need to. Dakota just took my job. He's got Mondays covered now. So
You do not want that. He won't show up or be late usually. Yeah, you can. There you go. Gotta
Stay
stay.
hydrated.
See, look, it's 85
Jimmy's
degrees.
doing the alternate camera back there, show you what's going on around us. With the way the back pit area is set, or this back kind of campground area is set up, we're pretty far away from the stage, actually facing away from it. We didn't want to interfere with the live band and the music and the sound. So we may not be displaying our sound to a lot of people in front of us, but we still want to have this recorded. It'll be on the show. It'll be on Facebook, whatever. So live stream. We good? We're good. Jimmy's good. He's checking.
Yeah.
Miss Kim's out there. Hi, Kim.
Hold
Kim. That's Jimmy's much better half.
Yes.
But anyway, how's your season going, man?
Oh, I guess we can't complain. We're close. Just gotta get a win and get rolling here and get in a rhythm. This rain is really putting damper on things.
I'd say most races you've gone forward than
Yeah.
backwards. You've had a few where, really good competition, you missed it a little bit, or, just
Yeah.
good race cars around you. But what do you think it's going to take to kind of get that those thirds and fourths turned into firsts?
I think we're finally on to something. We had a car we've been struggling with. We didn't really know. Just couldn't get unrolled up. We just rolled up all year, no matter what we did. And we put that one in the corner. And it's actually the car wrecked at Speed Week last year. And we had a new car out-ish. It's got like 7 races on it. We have another new car. So we had made some gains last week at the Outlaw Show, especially. We actually wrecked here at the Outlaw Show. And actually, I think it's straight in this car, as dumb as that sounds.
Was it in this car?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
we put a new rear in it and re-squared it. And I think we're on to something. And then the Outlaw Show, we're actually really good. I made a couple of mistakes early in the race. We got back to 10th there, but we were running Selzy and Sheldon over at the end. So I think we could have easily had a top 5 car. So if we can just carry that into the night and finally get racing.
Yeah, I kind of picked on you after a little bit, and I kind of picked fun at you before I even did it to you. But again, I'm not someone who wouldn't say it to you. So after that Outlaw Show last week, you put yourself in a spot to start in front row of that heat, and
Oh, yeah.
I kind of picked on you a little. You went 2 to 3 in the heat, missed the
Yeah.
dash. What happened there? I mean, once you got kind of going, you held square, you held even. What did you need early? Was it something that you did, or just kind of the feeling, or what happened in that heat?
It was mostly me. My goal was on the start was to. I knew if I was goal was to beat Gravel on the start, but I didn't. So I was like, I kind of just gave him try to keep clean air on my wing, and my goal was to just roll into the middle hard and just keep floating, not get bogged down. Because the heat before, I think someone ripped around the top, and I was like, I don't want that to happen, and I just ended up missing it totally. And the 28 went right by, and the heat was over at that point. So I tried to slide him to 3, but it wasn't close enough. But that was me, and something to learn for next time.
Yeah, and what I like about that is sometimes you got to learn those hard lessons. Not a great time to learn them,
No,
right?
that was-
But I think you learn more from that losing the dash spot than you would losing 6th to 7th.
Yeah.
Dirty air, car's not right. I think it's definitely something you can gain on to remember for the next time if that
Yeah.
situation comes up, no matter who's in third.
And that was really our first night in this car, and we didn't really know how far to go. And we were really good in time trials. We went out last and went 4th, so we didn't want to go too far, especially because the track didn't really change. And we probably could have changed a little bit, but mostly it was just I didn't do my job. So live and learn and try to get better for the future. And I think we made big gains there too.
You've historically been, since even your own car and then into the 27, you've been a good time trialer. Where do you think that has come from?
I don't know. I like time trials because it's just me, and I like to be smooth. I've coming from like a go-kart background, I guess, just trying to keep the wheel straight and don't make hard movements to like. I mean, I think it was here for the Outlaw Show. I ran 7/8 of a perfect lap. I thought like the car was good, we were good, and I just chucked the front end on exit, had to lift, and we were 10th off 4th, and we were 15th. So like, if you're not smooth that whole lap, you're ruined. And then like where I chucked the front end, it ruined the second lap because I dropped the left rear, and then I was spinning, and then it just ruined the whole night really. And then we ended up in a wreck because of it. So all it takes is that little bit to just ruin your whole. I mean, a 10th was 10 spots. Like that puts us in the second or first row of the heat race.
Right. And live, when you're in the race car driving, do you know
yeah.
you know you made the mistake, but do you know how much that affects you on the time chart against that kind of competition? Or have you ever gone a lap and you're like, that wasn't great, but you surprised yourself and it was better than you thought?
Yeah, this Williamsburg Friday night, the first lap I felt was really good, and the second lap I tried to get a little more, and I hit the hole and bounced the front end, and it was 300s faster. I'm like, what? I don't get it, man. But it just depends. But that I knew. I screwed the whole thing, and it is what it is, and we had to fight out of it. I thought we were going forward until that wreck happened, so it is what it is. But yeah, there's times when you're just like, well, just screwed that up. That's just, and I end up being. I was hoping to at least be 10th or something because I knew the first half of the lap was really good, but no, it wasn't even on the board. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
So going into tonight, a little extra money on the line than a normal week. Actually, there's a lot between all the events through the evening. I think you might get extra money for signing in. I don't even know it, but there's a lot. The list is long. So as you look at tonight, it's time trial, speed week format. When I looked at the schedule, starting last week, 6 of the next 7 weeks are time trials here at Lincoln. And I think for the most part, you'll be here on Saturdays. That's got to play into your hand a little bit. And some of these shows going into even speed week have extra money on the line. So I think it's a good time to be right.
Yeah, it's a good time to be good here. Next 3 weeks are really good shows. And then it goes right into probably speed week or whatever comes after that. We got the Stevie Smith race, this race, all pays good. I mean, tonight's 500 just for quick times. If you go quick time, win your heat, you can walk out here and lead every lap. You could almost get 10 grand for just a regular.
That'd be okay.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice.
That'd be pretty good. And listen, I think this is a weird week with there's extra money on the line today, but there's going to be a weird car count today, I think, just because, Port Royal's racing today. And, they have a big weekend next weekend. So there's some guys going up there just to get laps because they've ran 4 races in the 410s, maybe 4.
Yeah.
We've gotten 7 or 8 here. So I don't blame those teams at all for doing that. I think it's a good night to get right here. And you're in the points hunt again, and which is fine. I don't know if you guys necessarily go into the season like, hey, I want to go do that again. But how often do you look at that? I mean, I know it comes up. You see it on Facebook, maybe scroll, but does it ever go into decision making this early in the year?
Nah, not really. I looked like last year we got off to such a good start. I was like, dang, we're up like 400 points or whatever it was. I was like, then you kind of look at it like how far. But this year, you get a couple bad runs here and there. I kind of forget about it and just try to go to win the next one because like it don't matter. You win a race here at Lincoln, the points is so big from first to second. You can gain 50 in 2 seconds. So, and you can also lose a lot. So you run 10th and the guy in second wins a week, you're down 200, but that also means you can make up 200 the next week. So you just kind of go race by race and figure it out. And I don't think last weekend hurt us too much. We all were kind of back there with that wreck and stuff. So we'll just play it by ear and keep going. I think next week we'll be here, and then we're going to go up to the Whitecomb on Sunday.
So, what I kind of looking back at it and going through the season, I think I mentioned on the show Monday that you and Freddie have been around each other in every event, everywhere. It feels like for 2 years now.
Yeah.
And you've raced around him a lot and really haven't had any issues, which is great. But when you see him, you're like, dude, like, leave me alone. do you ever say that to yourself in the car?
Oh,
be like,
dude.
My guy.
Every time I look up on the board, no matter if I'm 3rd or 12th, the 51's right there. It's like,
right
man,
there.
But we run each other really hard and so far really clean. I didn't drive him all that clean the other week. I chopped him a couple times, but we just weren't that good. And like you said, that you don't want to give up any spots because every spot matters. And I didn't think I didn't put my right rear in his cockpit or anything. So he drove me hard the week before, and we didn't wreck. So I mean, as long as we keep doing that, it's fun racing him, and I can't really complain.
It's even been to the point that if you guys both have a bad start to the night, you drive through the field together. You guys start in 6th, 7th, and 8th. You drive up to a few spots together. It's the craziest thing to watch. And I look every week, and I'm like, they're freaking whatever position. It's off by spot, and it really started honestly like post speed week last year. I felt like you started off hot, but post speed week, I think he was consistent, less wins, but you were in that same range, and it was like a battle to the end. So I think it's going to end up coming down this way. And he's had a better start to the season, got a win already. But yeah, those wins really make a difference in the point standings. Last year, we talked about this. You had such a good start in that big lead. Matt Campbell, Aaron Bollinger, a couple of these guys picked off a couple wins, and that extra 50 points for the win is monstrous over a couple of weeks. It can be gone in the league like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. You could be up 250 and not feel safe here. So, I mean, back to the Freddie thing, I think the last handicap show here, I think we started 14th and 15th, and we finished 3rd and 4th. It was like we were just following each other up through it. Whoever got there first, and I think Matt passed me in the heat race. I missed the bottom, and he ended up winning that night because he started 12th, and he got there first. You don't want to think a heat race matters, but sometimes it does because you're the first one through the storm.
And watching over all the years of watching these races at Williams Grove and Lincoln and the handicap shows, it was always the saying of the first best car to the lead.
Yep.
And not to take away from any of these guys that get the handicap to the front of that field, but it was Fred Raymer and Lance Deweese and all of those guys over the years. It was the first best car that got to lead was going to win that race, and it was very rare. And I think those even time trials is kind of that way a little bit, right? Where honestly, you can have a draw to redraw for this top 6, 8, 9 cars. It still kind of holds true a little bit.
It's if you draw an 8 for like tonight, say we get it in, and I draw an 8, you better get going early because it's like whoever gets there first and gets rolling because it just sometimes tracks don't let you get that way because you can just get one lane and it's no one's fault. It's just how it rolls. So you definitely want to draw up front, but you also just got to be good.
With everybody being so equal at any of these tracks, I'm not picking on any one track here, but with everybody being so equal, how crucial are restarts?
Restarts are where I think I made 3/4 of our passes this year. It's just you got to get them, and they can either cost you or make you a hero. And I think the other week it was Babs. They watered the top before the feature, and like it just was wide open around the rim, and it made it really hard to. If you didn't pass them on the restart, but even made the restarts hard because you had to slide in between someone or wreck them. So you can get tracks like that, but if they didn't do that, it was going to be one lane around the bottom. So at least it gave us something to race on. So restarts are probably your only chance you're going to get somebody and makes the racing fun.
How do you change your mindset and or strategy when you're restarting on the line that is not optimal? What do you do there?
You limit the damage. That's all you can do and hopefully something works out. And sometimes that does work out when you're in the non-advantage lane because they try to play games and they end up not firing when they're supposed to. So you get some, you don't. Some it just depends. And BAPS sometimes when it gets slick like that, if you're in the 3rd spot, like you get in the sippy hole, you're 5th before you even get to the flag stand, and it can be a kick in your balls, but you're actually not as bad as you think. It's just how it works out.
Yeah, and it sounds stupid, but on iRacing, it's kind of that way. That dominant line, you're restarting, and you're like, what am I going to do here?
Yeah,
you run over the car in front of you to try to keep up, let alone pass a race car.
Yeah.
What you want to do going forward. So we're good. All right. I have no comments. Say, were there any Billy Dietrich, lots of skin in the game? Love you, Billy. Why is Billy not? Is Billy coming here tonight? I think so. Is he a Lincoln guy tonight?
I don't know. I didn't see his post
time up north.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. We'll see. T2T was having strippers from Sensations dancing in their T2T area today. I'm on the
dang.
Randy.
Where are you? I don't see any.
I don't see any. They must not have came today. I don't know. I think it was because Dakota was our first guest.
Oh yeah. He set the tone.
He ran him off.
Ain't much.
Billy Dietrich said you are the man, though.
Hey, thanks, Billy. I appreciate it. I like the long flow, and I liked your Facebook video.
That was Craig.
Was that Craig? No, we're Troy tonight.
Or Troy tonight?
Yeah.
He's going to be Troy tonight. I can't see any further back. Was there anything else?
No, that was it. I think so.
The screen is hard to see, to be honest with you.
Hard.
Yeah, we should turn the table. You got the sun coming right in on it.
It was. We didn't.
But it
know
helps.
This was going to go.
It helps this, so we're not getting blasted.
We're winging it. We don't have a plan.
I like the hat too.
Thanks, man. I knew it was going to be sunny today.
Yeah.
So, it's.
This is LJZ now.
Oh, huh?
This is LJZ, like
LJZ?
Eduardo, but like LJ. Like,
LEL.
Yes.
Spanish Jay-Z.
Yes.
The Jay-Z.
Yes.
I like that. I'm going to do the Jay-Z on Monday. the one and only.
You want to know LJZ?
The Jay-Z. Hey, good luck tonight, brother.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Appreciate it.
Good
I'll
luck.
give you back to Jimmy.
We'll have Jimmy jump back in here and see if Anybody else wants to come chat? Maybe I think we got one. Jimmy, you're going to chat.
I'm going to chat.
We're going to have Scott Fisher on here. We've been Scott's a guy that we wanted to have on for a long time. Just timing hasn't worked, but today's the day. Got the car sitting right here in front of us, and I'm going to give up this chair.
Welcome to the show. So, Scott Fisher joining us. What do you feel about this whole event right here? This is it's been one of the bigger Lincoln races for the past, little bit.
Yeah, it has. It's awesome with Donnie Livingston. He's one of our sponsors, and it's awesome what he puts on, get the fans out, and get that idiot that's yelling at me out here every once in a while. This is about the only race I get to see him. So, no, this is
Turn
really
that
cool
up.
what they do.
Yeah, you could hear us perfectly on stream. It's the speaker. So, what do you feel about just how you're going to do tonight and how your season's going?
We haven't got to race much. The 358s
Yeah.
get rained out. Seems like every time we go to the racetrack, I think we only ran 2 features or something like that. Not very much. So, we haven't done very well yet, but tonight might be the night.
Hopefully. Yeah, just it's just an awesome event. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it is
Um,
good.
I thought. Oh, okay. I already read that. Yeah, we're good. We're good. You're good.
It's hard being on after Troy Wogman, that's for sure.
Well, Jay-Z's a much better interviewer than I am too, as well. So, yeah. What is the format for the 358s? I do know. Excuse me. Excuse my reach.
No, I never know. I just do whatever they tell me to do. I don't pay attention. I don't even know where I am next week.
I do know. First non-qualifier will get $300. Hard charger, huh? No, I'm just reading what some of the bonuses are. A hard charger is $200.
I don't know. $300 for first non-qualifier.
Yeah.
That pays more than probably 15.
Courtesy
if
of
you're running 4th or 5th in the Conti, you got to think of that.
Courtesy of Beerhill Gang for the non-qualifier. Hard charger, $200. Sponsored by the Lincoln Fire Crew and a case of tear-offs. Compliments of Darren and Mandy Pittman. So how about that?
No, that's awesome. Anything that can get back into sprint car racing in general, but especially the 358s. Hey, I mean, those guys, we work pretty hard. Too.
Yeah.
I know the 410s are gung-ho. They race a lot more than we do, but we still do a lot of work to come and put on a show.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, 358 division, probably going to be 40 cars here tonight, you would think. You know what I mean? Like, this is a big race, and just this is the main spot where the 358s go. How do you feel about the state of the division right now?
358s are getting back up there, I think. The car counts are starting to grow again. They made a switch with the head here. I think guys will be able to find heads a little easier. We didn't switch over to aluminums because we're actually getting out of it after this year. This is going to be it for me. But
Wait, what?
Yeah, breaking news. This is it.
Breaking news.
No, sprint car racing. This is time. We've done it for a long time. My car owner's been behind me for a long time, and I just it's just not what it used to be for me. My son's growing up. He's into baseball, and I love going to the baseball stuff. I love racing. This is it's family too. I'm going to miss it, but I know my guys, and we'll still hang out. We'll be together a lot. We'll be at the races some, but it's time. I've done it for so long. It'll be something different on Friday and Saturday night to be able to change some stuff up.
Tell about that
Do something
sponsor, buddy.
I did. I told him that.
He did. Don Livingston.
This one back there.
That one right there. So you're getting out after this year. Are you trying to do any other kind of racing, or you're just kind of stepping away?
Nope, I'm stepping away for a little while. It'll definitely be until my son graduates high school. He's big into baseball, and I enjoy it so much. It's hard whenever he's got a game or something, we got a race, and luckily I have the best car owner in the pits. Like if I want to just go to baseball tonight, I'll tell Ronnie, hey, we're just going to sit tonight, and I'm going to go to Jason's ball game. He said, all right, car will be here next week, but I hate it for the guys because they put so much into it. I put so much into it. When the schedules come out and stuff, it gets harder to say, hey, I'm going to miss this and I'm going to miss this. I'm just
Right.
getting older. My son's getting older, and like he's only young once, and you hear that so many times, and I've heard it, and it's just time. And I'm not saying I'll never get back. I'll be around, that's for sure.
But like full time
I'm
as much as you could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever race again, but I'll be around to maybe help some young kid that'll let me hang around. I'll sweep Troy's garage floor, whatever I got to do.
Well, there you go. Breaking news. So your plan is to run out the rest of the season, mostly here pretty much every week at Lincoln right now?
Yeah, we'll be at Lincoln and Williams Grove. Then I think at the end of the year, everything's going to be for sale. If people need stuff now, we're starting to sell some things and starting to work our way out of it. So any of you young guys that need stuff, or we can definitely fix you up.
There you go. So if you're a 358 or there's any sprint car driver, if you're looking for some parts, they will be selling. That's how about that breaking news, though? So what are your goals then, maybe for the rest of the season, knowing that you're going to step out of the car? I mean, obviously win races, but do you have any specific goal that you're maybe looking to achieve?
No, we always come to have fun, and that's always been our goal. We want to win, obviously, but I've been able to stay in this sport a lot longer than a lot of them because my car owner, I mean, he's never been pressure on, you got to win, you got to run in the top 5, because if I'd have been done 15, 20 years ago. So, no, I've just been fortunate to be around such great people. Ronnie Thomas for all these years, keeping me going. My brother, all the guys I grew up with have been with me since I started racing. And, I can't count the amount of people that have helped us along the way. And between Ronnie Thomas and Paul Stein, I've been so lucky and fortunate. And it's just time to do something different. And you won't have every Friday and Saturday night booked all summer long.
Right.
Do something a little different.
Well, that's good as long as, you're happy at the end of the day. The family comes first, you know what I mean, for sure. So, I was going to say, let's get you a win here before the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the pill draw. My brother drew a 3 at Williams Grove the other week, and then he drew a 1 last night at Williams Grove. both of them got rained out, so I'm a little worried about the pill draw tonight. But no, it's luck of the draw. Some people get all worked up and mad about whoever drew the bad pill, but yeah, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it.
Just a couple of questions here from the chat. Brandon Gibson, are there time trials tonight for the 410s? Yes, it's PA Speed Week format. Billy Dietrich says we are going to miss them guys. Talking about you. And then Rand. It will be weird. Yeah.
It's been so long, years. How long have you been doing it?
Oh, I've been doing it close to 25 years or something like that. It's been a long time. We started in the scramble car stuff, and then I started racing for Ronnie probably 3 years ago. I had bought a street stock, and then he said, "Do you want to bring the street stock over?" He was going to do a little bit of work on it. Well, hell, that meant the next year he built me a new car, and we ran street stocks for a couple of years. Mr. Ronnie had a lot of fun. Came here with the Thunder car the very first night and warm-ups. I was following Nat Tucky, which was kind of my teammate at the time. It was me. I was the 20 car. Ronnie was the 21, and Tucky was 22. And I was running the running warm-ups first night. Thought I was big shit, and ended up upside down in warm-ups in the Thunder car. So I thought I was going to get fired that night, but.
You rolled a Thunder car.
Oh yeah, first time here.
How do you manage that? How do you manage to roll a Thunder car?
Well, I was flying into turn 3, thought I was big shit following Tucky and trying to hit a bump. And next thing you know, I was upside down. I had fuel rolling out of the brand new Baker carburetor Ronnie put on that thing, and I was scared to death that I was going to get fired. I was never going to race again. But he just kind of laughed and said, "This is piddly shit. That's nothing. No problem. We'll get it fixed up and we'll be back." And ever since then, I knew, like, and any time I've ever wrecked, and he said it to everybody. I've heard him say it probably 150 times over the last many years. As long as you're all right, I ain't worried about that race car. And that's the kind of owners that we need in the sport, because, if you worry about that kind of shit, you just might want to stay out of it.
I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not going to repeat that. Well, before we let you go, I appreciate you coming on, joining us. I wish you the best of luck tonight and the rest of the season. You want to give a shout out to some of your sponsors that help you do this?
Yeah, definitely. APM. We got Whitecomb Livestock won this year. Montgomery Weigel, Livingston Lawn Care, Hammaker built some good motors for us, and for sure, Ronnie Thomas. He's the car owner. He's been the car owner for a long time, and if it wasn't for him, I'd have never been able to do what I wanted to do when I was a young kid. And here we are, all these years later, still being able to do it, and just enjoyed every bit of it. And I've met 95% of my friends are from the races, and I'll still see them. And like I said, it's a one huge family that, I'm not going to be around all the time, but I'll remember these guys, and hopefully they remember me for a long time.
Oh, we definitely will. And I wish you the best of luck tonight and the rest of the season. Like I said, I hope you can snag not just one, but multiple wins. And I wish you luck. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks a lot for having me on. Thanks a lot.
All right, Jimmy, we're going to jump in. I'm going
Okay.
to grab Maddie. She's going to jump in here. We're going to change it up. We're going to bring in Maddie. Now, you may not know it's Maddie, but hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Good. This is Maddie Stevens. If anybody doesn't know, 2025 Miss Lincoln Speedway.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know this answer, and maybe you do or don't, but has there ever been another Miss Lincoln Speedway?
From what I heard, there's not, and I'm the first Miss Lincoln Speedway.
I think they should just cancel it after this year. The one and only, the Maddie Stevens. So that's what I'm thinking. What do you think? You want to do it again next year, or just cut it off? This is it.
So I've had questions about if there's going to be a Miss Lincoln Speedway 2026, and technically it's still up to the track, but I figured since I started this, I would be the one to kind of make that decision as well. So I did get asked to come back next year.
Like Trump, he wants to do a third and fourth, fifth, sixth term. You're going to be back forever. What do you
If
think?
only I could do it forever. I wish I could.
We'll just keep it going. Maddie Stevens, permanent Miss Lincoln Speedway. So, how's that been going so far? Have you enjoyed your time doing it?
Yeah, it's going great. I love really interacting with the fans and talking to everyone, doing everything. We went up to Hershey, what was that, last week, I think? And then with the Outlaws, I got to meet all the Milton Hershey kids, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see all those kids and then all the drivers up there. I never actually been there myself before, so.
I haven't done that event either, and I need to, but I always take a lot of time the day of the Outlaw show here off work, and then to do it the next day too is a lot commitment, off work. But I need to get up there, and I saw some of the pictures you posted and that event, and that's definitely something I need to get to.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's definitely rewarding after the fact. Zach Umlet from Speedcom got me, and Lincoln Speedway got me hero poster cards made. So I got to sign all those for the kids and the fans, and it was really great seeing everyone up there.
So this sort of came about early in the spring, right before the season started. What have you learned about this particular? Now, I guess I could say this, since there hasn't been one before, there's a lot of firsts. There's a lot of firsts with the track, communication. How's it been working with the track? And obviously, I'm not going to say anything bad, but at the same time, were there a lot of things that have happened that you didn't expect?
Not really. I mean, I kind of I ran in the racing extravaganza pageants, and they were fun. It's just, I knew I wanted to do more, and it's kind of hard to do anything and people to come up to you and be like, oh yeah, blah, 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 without you kind of having a title to be able to do things like that. And to me, the crown doesn't mean anything more than just, helping the fans get to the track and involving the fans in everything.
And the fan engagement is something that we've talked a lot about on this show. The fan engagement is everything. And
yeah.
It's harder and harder to accomplish, I think, is reaching fans to get here. I think once fans are here, I think they're like, whoa, this is kind of a cool thing. And that outreach of going to Hershey and doing these things that are away from the racetrack to get them to the racetrack. I think racetracks, what I love about what Lincoln has done this year with you is we need to continue to attract people that haven't been coming to the racetrack every week.
And that was the cool thing about Hershey is a lot of those kids, they know what the dirt racing world is, but they never really experienced it and been to the track and in the pits with the drivers. Like I know they've done it before where they brought the Milton Hershey kids in and stuff to the Grove, but a lot of them don't really understand the concept of everything that goes into getting a car ready for the week and all the late nights at the shop and getting to the track. So it's pretty cool for them to see all that.
So we're talking about race cars and we're talking about sprint cars and Lincoln Speedway and Miss Lincoln Speedway, but you have a little bit of a racing background away from Lincoln Speedway. So tell me a little bit about your family and your racing background.
Yeah, so I started racing junior dragsters, drag racing, when I was 8 years old. I've been involved with it since I was born. My dad raced and everything, but I kind of grew a part of that. I got into a 72 Camaro, and then when I started dating Troy, I got away from that because I've been so involved with Troy, and I just rather, not that I don't love the drag racing, but I'd much rather be at the dirt track because, let's face it, it's more fun.
What does your dad think about that? Because I know he's a big drag racer, right?
Yeah, he wants me to do what I love to do and everything, and he, as much as he misses it, he loves to see it. So it's tough on him, I know it is, but he knows that I'm doing what I love to do.
So if there's a weekend where, hey, Dad really wants you to come jump in the race car, are you going to go? Would you go back and do it?
I would, yeah, I would. It's just tough with
schedules. It's a lot.
Yeah.
You've committed to this, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you miss doing that sometimes?
I do, and a lot of it, like when I was in junior dragsters, I was, and I don't mean to sound like cocky by this, but I was like dominating the field when I was, coming up through, and when I raced at South Mountain, I had a bounty on me at one point because I was winning every race. Now, granted, there were only like 10 cars there, so
hey, that's 9 people that could win.
Yeah,
that's
but
10 other people that could win, 9 others.
Yeah, but that was pretty cool for me to experience, to kind of have that bounty on me, and then I got into big cars, and it's just it's a whole different world. And my dad actually has the same car as me, so it's cool to kind of race him some nights. And
so you have a car ready sitting that you could drive?
Sort of, kind of. My dad likes to drive it, but he also he's been saying he's want to get his done for the past 6 years. So
it's one of those projects.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I slightly think he likes me.
He drives yours.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's ready to go.
Right.
So tonight, what's on your agenda tonight? Today, you're up here. What are you doing? First of all, you're here today, part of the fan engagement deal. You have a table set up. What's going on up there?
Yeah, so I have little crowns for all the little girls that want to come up, and then throughout this week I made little hair tie bows with checker flag ribbon and glitter ribbon and black and white, and I have those set up there with the crowns. And then I also got swirly straws and put stickers on the top of them with like fire trucks and anything involved in fire rescue.
So I'm gonna have to take one of those home for my daughter.
That's okay.
She'll be like, Dad,
Hey, I love swirly straws as a kid.
I'll have to show her this video and that Dad's talking to Miss Lincoln Speedway and this is where this came from. So I'll have to stop up then. So have fun tonight, first of all. And actually, once you're wrapped up here, will any of that go inside tonight, or is it not really a place to display?
I could take it in, but from everyone involved, like coming up to me, it's kind of everything's going pretty quick. So that was what I was hoping for. So I didn't have to carry everything in. But
once the night gets going, it gets going for sure.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What I think I can't say you're getting famous for, but the champagne in Victory Lane stuff. Now, I've been to most of them that you've been at. How have you learned some lessons about how that should go, Maddie?
Yeah. So the first week when Chase Dietz wanted the icebreaker, I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what I was doing. Never popped a bottle of champagne in my life. So I actually just went like this and thought that was right.
You thought that was it. That didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't get very far. So then I ended up, I watched videos on TikTok of how to pop champagne, and I just, you had to do it. I didn't want to go out and buy a bunch of champaine bottles just to practice.
That would have been actually funny to document. Like Troy,
I have one. Not with Troy, but
you have a practice video?
I do.
Oh, that needs to be posted somewhere.
Yeah, and I kind of just after the few nights of doing it at the track, I learned, okay, this is what works and this is what don't. And people are telling me one thing, tell me to do this, do that. I'm like, guys, you can't tell me 2 different things here. I don't know what I'm doing.
There should only be one way to do this right, you would think, but apparently there's multiple ways.
Yeah, but I eventually, last weekend with the Outlaws, I think was a pretty good champagne
It went well.
spray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hated this week. During the week we talked, and you're like, "Hey, did you get any of that?" I'm like, "You're gonna hate me," but that was one of the worst victory lane experiences I've had all season. It was, first of all, it was on the racetrack, which was different here
Yeah.
at Lincoln because of the mud and all the water. And then I was distracted when Buddy was getting up on the wing, and then there was people kind of in the way. There was even an official that got in the way of my picture that
Right.
had you that I got lucky I didn't even know I had. But you know, these are the fun moments that you can't plan.
No, yeah. And sometimes the candid shots like that are better than the ones that I'm like, hey, Jay-Z,
Be
make
ready
sure
for
you
this.
get this
Yeah.
shot.
Be-
Yeah.
Be ready to go. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the day. Looks like we got a cloud, which is kind of nice. I mean, I know
Little
we
breeze.
shouldn't be complaining about a cloud, but beautiful day out here at Lincoln Speedway. Come join us a couple more hours here for the parking lot party.
Yeah.
Come out, check out what Maddie's got going and all the other stuff. There's
We got so many cars here. We
there's a
got
ton of
vendors,
cars.
food trucks. They're selling firefighter race t-shirts. We got just about everything you can think of here. So make sure you come out.
Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great
you,
day.
Jay-Z.
Thank you. See ya. All right. So up next, we're going to bring on. Is it frozen? Oh, there it goes. We're going to have on another guest here. I'll stay in the chair for this one. I don't know this guy's name. He said he wanted to talk. I don't know. I don't know. He must be important. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's not.
Not that important.
Not that important. So good. I'm trying to a little technical, not difficulties necessarily, but we're trying to get the other.
See, look at that. I jump on and you have all these problems.
Well, it kind of I mean, we can chat while he's trying to figure that out. Don't let Jimmy distract everybody.
Which one? We got 2 standing here.
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of gyms around.
Yeah.
Call them what's
Oh,
the gyms.
well,
Jim.
Well, we
Jim.
got Mouth.
Oh, is that his name?
Well, yeah, because he's the loudest of all of us.
I don't.
But
don't
I
know.
mean that because I care. So.
You I don't know. You yap a lot. So,
That's true.
A lot of
That's
yapping.
that's
So-
true.
Matt Trace from Beerhill Gang here with us today. And I actually have some questions. We've had, you guys are very involved in Williams Grove and here at Lincoln Speedway. But one of the things you've been doing is this rubbers for racers.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it. So explain this to me, where it came up. Where did you guys come up with this? Who brought this about and what's going on?
So the whole rubbers for racers thing, it was just something we were talking about, and Mouth over here brought up the idea of, hey, why don't we donate a right rear tire to somebody?
How often?
So last year we did 4 races.
Okay.
One of the races was from the National Open, from the money we raised during our chili cook-off, and Macri won that one. We did one here and Freddie Raymer won. But we had people that have sponsored it, basically pay for the tire. Then we do a special decal for them, a special sticker, and it's a 1-of-1 decal. And all the stickers that we sell for that goes back into the pot for the rubbers for racers. And then how we determine who gets it is we have a random wheel that we spin, has numbers 1 through 24 on it. And whatever position it lands on, that's who gets it. So it's not just we don't just randomly just pick a driver like, oh,
Yeah, you do.
Well,
Just
yeah.
on a wheel.
Well, we don't have a discussion and say like, oh, Anthony Macri is going to get the tire this week or Troy's going to get the tire this week. It's we spin the wheel wherever it lands on. Whoever finishes that position is who gets it. So this year so far we did one for the Grove opener. It was number 2, and Matt Campbell won. We have one we're doing tonight.
You cheated that up.
Yeah.
You said you don't cheat it. Matt Campbell, Beerhill Gang. Come on.
Right.
What? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. But so this year Matt won one. We have one for tonight for the Fallen Firefighters race.
Who won that?
We
you don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
All right, I was just checking. Let's see if I can catch him. The wheel's broken.
The wheel's broken. Yeah.
Okay, so it's already rigged before we started.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So we
it's already rigged. All right, we're gonna do. You want to do it right now?
Hey everybody.
Or do you wait?
Jim Chanos, Beerhill Gang, Vice Pres, Matt talking. Turn 2 Terribles. Appreciate you guys' support. And you guys give us a lot of shout outs online and throughout your podcast show. We truly appreciate it. And this is a cool event today. So I broke the wheel last week, and we're doing a wheel spin today for the Fallen Firefighters race. We have a special decal we did. It's over here by our merch trailer. $10. You can come buy a decal. It goes back into the kitty for the wheel that we buy through Miller's Racing Parts. We're on track to do 8 tires this year. This is the second one we're doing this year. And then next week for Williams Grove, the Ace Tribute Race, we're doing another one, a Williams Grove sticker we have designed that we'll put out next week. But yeah, so I had to find a wheel spin app on my phone. So we're going to spin right now.
Oh,
the way it
we're
works.
gonna do this now.
Yeah, let's do a live
All
spin.
right, we're going to do a live spin.
Way it works is we spin the wheel, whatever it lands on, wherever you finish in the feature tonight, that driver receives a right rear tire courtesy of Miller's Racing Parts. This one is in for the Fallen Firefighters, and Beerhill Gang's involved too. So we just appreciate everyone's support that makes this work. So I'm going to press the button now, and we'll see what it lands on.
You get to watch. Let's see.
Can I just point out, though, this is why we call him Mouth.
Hi.
All right. So you just spun the wheel, so we'll see where we land on this one.
All right, Zarfos.
That's me.
You're not going to believe it, but
Number 1, the winner.
the winner tonight gets a free right rear tire, folks.
Actually, yeah. So our
Number
our,
1. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but if y'all can see that, it's
the camera's right there, but
yeah, the camera's actually out there. That's just what we're seeing.
Yeah, the camera's
Number
right there.
1. It may
But-
not focus though.
Hey,
but
I'm gonna let you guys get back. Matt is a great representative of us. Support your local dirt track, Beer Hill. We support the sport we love. We appreciate everybody's support, everybody's help, everyone who makes us go around. Thank you, and Turn 2 Terribles. Keep up the good work. You guys are much needed for this area, man. You guys do great work.
We appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
And appreciate you guys coming out with this Racers for Rubbers because
rubbers for racers.
Racers for rubbers. Well, I mean, it depends on. I guess it depends on the driver we're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get around. Never mind. Okay. So with all the things that you guys do as Beer Hill and all the years of giving back, that's the whole idea of this is giving back. And a lot of people know the physical location and where y'all hang out and where you go, but you guys hang out in a group at every racetrack you go to. It doesn't matter which one, right? Because I know where, if I want to find the Beerhill Gang, I know where to go at Lincoln Speedway.
Yep.
When I want to go to Port Royal, I've taken a shot after I bought a T-shirt in the middle of the infield in 1 and 2 at Port Royal.
Yep.
So I've done that. I know you guys are kind of, doesn't really matter. You don't really care which one. It's giving back, and we're in a position where we give back in a different way. But I think that there's a lot of need for this kind of stuff in our area. There's so many fans. We have so much racing. There's so much passion for what we do. So thank you for what you guys do. And this Rubbers for Racers is just another component of all the things that you guys have done over the years to help give back to the racers.
Yeah, and I had a conversation the other day with Don Livingston, who helped set up this awesome pre-race party. It's, first off, if you're not here, it's beautiful weather. It's
unbelievable.
Great turnout. And we need the people like the Don Livingstons, the Ron Rutherfords, the Ashley Capetas that help give back to the sport, because I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak on our behalf of, we want to see the sport continue to thrive and be successful. And it's groups like you guys, you promote the sport the way you guys do with your podcast. It's Livingston doing this pre-race party. It's our Rubbers for Racers. It's our non-qualifier bonus. It's Rutherford putting money in towards a 358 purse to help the smaller guys out. So we need people like that in the sport. And I think in a whole, if we had more like that, we could be, I personally think sprint car racing is the best racing in the world, but we could make this a great thing throughout the entire country, throughout the world, and just more of us. We just need more people that are willing to step up and do that. And, I'm proud of the work that our OGs have done before this. I'm proud of the work that we're currently doing now. I'm proud of the work that everybody else is doing to keep keep making sprint car racing great again.
Yeah, I agree completely. Sorry,
No, you're good.
I'm doing like 9 things at once. We had a tent blowover
Yeah.
behind us here. Thought everybody else's was going to blow over too. Huge gust of wind came through. It's probably too windy for Dakota to race tonight, so he should just go home. So our buddy Dakota was on first. It's always too windy for him. But Olivia Thayer's like thing just like literally was on its side a minute ago. So we're gonna have Olivia join us and some other drivers hopefully stop by and chat with more. But Matt, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Tonight, you guys are selling some Beerhill Gang merch.
We are. We also, so it's been advertised, and I'm sure there's a lot of questions for it. We have that non-qualifier bonus tonight too, on top of the rubbers for racers.
Oh yeah, there's so many bonuses tonight.
Yeah,
and I've lost track of. Yeah, we're gonna go through this list here. Go. You tell me about yours because you know it.
Yeah. So this was just a spur of the moment at the Sterner race here, where I was talking to the people from Company 36 with Jerome Geis. I said, we do a tire, but I want to do more. I feel like we can do a lot more for this. So how about let's do a non-qualifier bonus? My goal is 300 for each division. So the first car that does not qualify out of the B main for the 358s, the first car to not qualify out of the 410 B main is going to get a $300 bonus on our behalf.
Based on, hold on one second, because based on what I was listening to earlier, Scott Fisher is in the running. He's going to sandbag to get the non-qualifiers tonight to not have to start 24th in an A main,
right?
358s after the second division.
So that's the crazy.
He's going for the non-qualifier tonight.
So actually, that's the crazy thing about it is the non-qualifier pays more than to finish last in 358 division. So it's not.
I would too.
So hey, if somebody does that, kudos to them. But this was a team effort though. Like I brought the idea and I said, look, let's see what we can do, and we had a lot of people donate like this in this short amount of time to the point that our pot right now is at $800. So the extra $200 so far that is raised is going back into the Fallen Firefighters Foundation on our behalf in honor of Brandon Little and Jerome Geis. So
awesome.
We're still taking donations up until hot laps today. I want to see that get higher, and then I want to continue this on for next year as long as both all the parties are on board with it, and it's just something that I wanted to do on my end to help give back, because I feel like again we as a whole, not just Beerhill, but we as a whole can do more, and this race has a lot of meaning for me. It has a lot of meaning for my family, being part of the fire service for as long as we were. And it's cool that I was able to make this happen, and all the people that helped donate to this to make it even better. And it's just awesome to see how in such a short time, how great it turned out to be.
Yeah, this has turned into quite an event, and it kind of has been, but I think this party, what we're seeing here today, has turned into more and more and more. And I love these events throughout the year.
Absolutely.
Ashley Capetta has done, with the Sterner, with what this group has put together for this event. I actually met both fathers of the fallen firefighters earlier today, and it means a lot to them, that Beerhill Gang and everybody's contributing to what this means. And it's still a tough day for them, but it's also a day of kind of celebration in a way, memorial and celebration. So I'm glad Jimmy, actually partner here, my buddy, gets to be here for this. His first time. It's a little bit of travel for him to get to Lincoln every week, and we've talked about it for years. And taking the pictures. This is one of my favorite picture nights of the year. A lot of guys that carry a camera around get the same pictures, but it just means a lot to take that picture with the fire trucks and the huge American flag draped down the backstretch. And if you haven't been here to see this one, this is one to get to.
And I was going to say that because, you guys were talking about it on your show the other night, and that is one of the coolest things. And I personally have been part of like a funeral procession of fallen firefighters before, whether it was line of duty or just, natural causes over the years. And when you roll into a cemetery and you see that, it tears at you a little bit. And seeing the fire trucks with the American flag draped down the backstretch is not only photogenic, but it gives you
It matters.
It matters.
Something.
It does. It's not just, some people were like, oh, it's just an American flag, but if you haven't been around it, you don't understand. And I'm not taking a shot at anybody. It just has a little bit more meaning to it when you see something like that, especially for an event like this, for what it means. And it is something different in our state when it comes to racing. Like, Port Royal's got the fair. There's nothing better than when you go up to Port for a sprint car race and you see the fair in the background, or, if you are a sports car fan, you're watching the Rolex 24 and you see the Ferris wheel at Daytona. That's iconic. To me, the American flag with the two ladder trucks having it draped down for this race is an iconic event and a iconic moment for Central PA.
Yeah, and I hope it continues to grow, because I know that's like we're talking about it this way, but I think if everyone got to see that experience and feel it, and there's not a community in the country that doesn't have a local fire community.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Those folks volunteer their time, in many, many more cases than paid, volunteer their time, energy, efforts, and for the good of others. And this event hopefully continues to grow, that it becomes a staple in Central Pennsylvania. It already has, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But continues to grow, and people come support it in any way that they can to give back. So thank you again, Matt.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. We're going to actually take a little bit of a break from guests, and I'm going to have Jimmy do some sponsor readouts. The list, Don gave us a list of the amazing amount of people that contributed to what's going on back here behind us today. So again, if you're not here, what is 2 o'clock? How long does this go?
To 4.
Another hour? Till 4 o'clock. Actually, it goes till 4. Can't ask for a better day. A lot of our friends are actually here. I saw Matt Bird and his significant other and baby are here.
Yeah.
Our buddy Billy Hobart is here. Ryan Smith, the guys that we do iRacing with and are friends with in real life. And then racers. I see Brett Strickler down there. Hi, Brett. Hi, Brett. Say hi. Brett, you need to come up here then. Okay. He says he will. But thanks again, Matt.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
what Beerhill Gang and what you guys have all done and continue to do.
Yeah, thank you for having me on here. Now, thanks for what you guys do. We appreciate you guys having the show that you guys do and getting the word out on what goes on in not only Central PA but Outlaws, High Limit. It's refreshing that we have. I know Chris isn't here, but but all three of you have the passion for racing, and we need more of that. And we're super thankful that you guys have been a part of this with us as well.
We're just fans, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to sit here, or you want me to move? You're coming over here. I'm gonna let Jimmy read these out. He's a good ad read guy. He's like our promo ad read guy.
Well, I just want to make sure everybody gets their deserved shout outs here for making tonight happen.
Kim's killing me.
So for tonight, some of the bonuses, I already read some of these, but I'm going to read all of them. $500 fast time sponsor for the 410s, York Excavating Company. A right rear tire voucher for Second Quick from Livingston Lawn Care. Boom. 410 hard charger, $300, sponsored by the Lincoln Fire Crew, and a set of Ultra Shield safety belts, compliments of Darren and Maddie Pittman.
That is amazing, by the way, because the next one is read the next one. I want to stop there for a second.
358 hard charger, $200, sponsored by the Lincoln Fire Crew, and a case of tear-offs, compliments of Darren and Mandy Pittman.
I read that this week, and I was like, they don't have to do that.
No, they don't.
We haven't seen Darren Pittman. When's the last time Darren Pittman raced at Lincoln?
Whew, it's been a while.
It's been a minute, right? And Ultra Shield, obviously, as a company, wants to promote it, and a lot of people are already using their stuff. But fans aren't going to Ultra Shield, I'm going to go buy Ultra Shield. We're just fans. I'm not going to. That is amazing to me. I thought that was really cool to see that they've donated that to it. So Ultra Shield, if you're a racer, you're watching, go buy Ultra Shield shit. Just do it. All right. They're helping.
358 and 410. First non-qualifiers, each $300. Sponsored by the Beerhill Gang. Shout out to them. 17 tire sponsors tonight. 5 to the 358, 11 to 410, and then 1 that went to the second fast time. Courtesy of Jeff and Kendra Bretzman, Golf Cart Services, Beerhill Gang, Ott Racing Engines, Dottie's Family Market, Livingston Lawn Care, L&M Tire, Jeff Barnes Collision Center, Racers Used Parts Warehouse.
Thank you, Billy.
Bollinger Septic Service, PhilPools.com. Thornton Chevrolet is doing 4 of them. I think 4 of them. Lincoln Speedway. And then your heat race sponsor for the 358 and 410s, $100 each for $100.
Did you see what he wrote? Our buddy Ryan standing right beside us and said he's never wanted to be a microphone so bad.
That's funny. Heat race sponsors for tonight. $100 to each heat race winner for both the 358s and the 410s by Hanover Autocraft, Lehman's Automotive, Leaf and Arrow Tattoo, Trone's Tag, Title, and Notary, Hauling Grass Property Maintenance. Today we're all Probies in memory of Brandon Little, Whitecomb's Produce, Mike Small Engine and Mower Repair, and Shorty's Funnel Cakes. So a lot of businesses, a lot of people putting in some money to help make this event a little bit, just continue to support the sport, continue to support these teams and drivers, and support this event. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, this is. I'm glad they were all written out there.
Yes.
'Cause
Thank
I
you,
heard
Don, for giving me that,
many
by the way.
Tires being given out. I know that tires mean a lot to these teams. 410 or 358 because they're not cheap. And
No.
Depending on track surface, depending on wherever they go, it's not always in their control about how they're used. And there's many times I hear drivers using used tires. My mic.
Yeah, that's the bad mic.
This is
I
not a-
screwed
this
up.
Is not a great mic.
I
And
s-
the wind's blowing.
Yes.
So my apologies, Randy. You should be here though, Randy. Where you
Yes, Randy. Why aren't you
at? Why
here?
aren't you here, Randy? Randy
on,
wants to meet Maddie. I saw.
I saw that. He definitely
Um,
wants to.
So I
He's
don't
made
know
that known multiple
like
times.
Randy should be here. Why is
Yeah,
Randy
get
not
here.
here? By the way, Randy, shout out to you. I saw you ask a question on Jeremy Elliott's podcast this week, asking if he had watched the Lance interview. So
Yep.
I appreciate you,
Yeah, shout out.
kind of not shouting it out, but asking if he saw it. And Jeremy said no because Jeremy doesn't like us. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
all
just,
right.
I'm just kidding.
It's good.
That's not true. I don't think. Hey, Troy. Troy's back. What are you doing? Oh, he's eating. He has to make food tonight.
I'm like a 2 o'clock cutoff on food, I think.
2 o'clock cutoff.
Yeah,
2 o'clock.
you're just right at it. You're right at the 2
I don't
o'clock
draw.
cutout.
Did you have a glizzy from back there?
Yeah,
Oh, a hot dog.
Oh, no, I had chicken strips and a fry.
Oh.
I don't like wieners.
Yes, you do. That's not true. Ask Dakota. He knows.
Dakota don't know. That's the problem.
Oh,
Dakota likes.
Troy likes wieners. We know that.
I don't like wieners. Dakota likes wieners.
We disagree.
Dakota, to watch what you say.
This man is a liar.
Watch what you say. He said.
He likes wieners.
Jimmy,
Yeah, we got to do.
Whoa.
what is this?
P-Town, baby.
This looks like ranch dressing.
That looks
It's
like
birthday cake.
Cookies
Am I-
and cream and what?
Cookies and cream.
So bush apple and ranch dressing.
Welcome
I'm
to
in.
the T2T After Hours with P-Town and
Oreo.
BK.
I just whatever this is. I don't give a shit.
Birthday
That's-
cake
that's-
and blue cheese.
Well, cheers. You no, not you.
Not you. You
Cheers.
can't do that.
Cheers, boys. No, he's not. Dakota says
I already,
he says it's 6 hours till race time and he has to
I-
concentrate tonight.
listen, I did do the birthday cake one. It was very good.
This is D-Tune himself.
Very much detuned.
What just happened?
Oh, P-Town, baby.
That is.
Okay, everybody better be at Lincoln Speedway tonight.
Yes. Get here.
Get here. Scott Fisher said so.
Is there alcohol in that, or
Yeah,
is that
there's
just
alcohol.
a bunch of Oreo?
It feels great. That's
I
fantastic.
need some milk. Or no, actually, I don't. I don't think I do.
Thank you. No,
puke
you're
all over
good.
the place.
Thank you. I don't know.
That was different. That wasn't.
I don't know.
No. That was like Dairy Queen. That was warm. That was pudding. They're. That was good. I'm confused. That
60 more.
60 more.
Well,
58.
Hey, is my wife watching this? I'm not coming home tonight. I'll be home tomorrow.
yeah, we got a couch for you,
No.
JZ. It's okay.
Oh,
We are going over an hour,
I don't know which one. That was awful. After I
so
shouldn't have drank that. After.
we got about 2 hours left.
Wait, are we done?
I don't know. That's
Were we
kind of
supposed to be
asking you. We said
I
about an
wanna see if
hour.
Olivia, Troy. I was gonna get Olivia Thayer come in join. No, they're gonna grab her. Do you want to?
We're good.
Do you want to talk to Olivia? You want me to talk to Olivia?
You can.
All right, I'll talk to Olivia. We got Olivia Thayer's car actually right behind us.
Yeah.
You guys can't see it, but it's right.
Yeah,
that
if I
way.
can get the friggin' camera to
Um,
come back on, it's pissing me
So
off.
we had Olivia here. We chatted with her
Racing
off-season,
extravaganza.
before her season started. So she is coming in. Hey, how's it going? Come on in, join me.
Thank you.
Welcome. So, first of all, is your canopy okay?
Yeah, it actually did take a little
Like-
ride.
I was talking to Matt Trace from Beerhill, and I looked back and I was like, I don't want to be distracted, but I'm like, this thing's on its side. We had a huge gust of wind come through, so
Yeah.
everything looks okay back there. But you lost your shade, so
Yeah, they're trying to fix it.
it's suntan season anyway. It's that time. Well, if we ever get sun, but so tell me about how your season is going so far. I don't want to say that I've remembered every lap of every race so far, but you haven't had that many. But
Hmm.
talk about your season a little bit.
It's been started off rough with taking a tumble in the first feature here at Lincoln. And we've been fighting setup a lot. And the past 3 races, we have had no breaks. So
You haven't drawn very good, have you?
last
drawn
week I
okay?
did not draw very good.
Yeah.
But
So I kind of remember like I catch glances of folks that I follow and kind of watch and keep an eye on, and I don't want to say I've seen you run around the back, but I feel like that's where you've started in some of these, and
Oh,
it's hard in this division to go past a lot of cars that are good in front of you. And these heat races are no slouch in the 358 division.
Yeah.
So started over fresh tonight. It's been a couple weeks, I think, right?
Yeah,
We
about a
haven't
month.
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah.
I feel like the 358s and like even Williams Grove, they've tried to run that feature. They've tried to run a feature for like 6 months. It feels like
Yeah.
so. They tried again last night and it just didn't work out. So back tonight, draw. I think is it a random draw to start and then normal show for you guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Gals? Okay. So whether you draw good or bad, what have you been working on in that time off to be ready to go for tonight?
We've really been busting our butts trying to figure out the setup on this thing and like what I like as a driver. We've been fighting trying to keep the car on the track and getting drive off. Just some little stuff. We found some stuff this past week, so hopefully we're better tonight.
And I think the 358 division, just being a fan and watching, I think it's harder for that division to get it figured out because you start off most nights you're the first set of heat races.
Yep.
The track is heavy, wet, narrow, hard to pass. And then by the time you run again, it is completely the opposite. So does that make it even harder with the lack of seat time and the lack of I don't know what the hell to do with this thing.
Yeah.
When the first part of the night's off and you're playing catch up, does that make it even harder?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when we're like the first practice out. The track's so greasy, like it's not even really practice. You don't know what the heat race is going to be like, and you don't know what the feature is going to be like because once the 410s go out, they change the track completely. So
yeah, so you have probably the biggest swings across the groups. Even though it's not that much time on the clock, it's a huge swing in track state from when you first go to the next. There's so many times doing the photos that I get out there, and if it's lap 2 in hot laps, the cars are muddy.
Yep.
I'm like, I can't get a nice photo of a race car because the cars are completely covered in mud. And you have a white car, like Scott has a white car here, and take a picture of a white car with mud all over it and think that looks awful.
Yeah.
But they're completely covered in mud, and it's this beautiful white race car. So by the time you get to feature time and you're already playing catch up, how do you is it sort of a guess in a sense that or can you fall back on even some of the limited experience from last year?
We've been trying to get the speed back that we had last year, so we kind of went off of that setup for this week. But we take a lot out of the heat races, so that's mainly our practice. We take, and that's even different from the features. So, but
That's just
it is
laps.
Yeah, it is pretty much a kind of a guessing game, and you just got to watch the track the whole night.
How do you, with a month out of the car, how do you stay prepared as a driver? Are you watching races? Are you sort of rethinking the last one? What can you do as a driver to try to be prepared?
Yeah, I've actually rewatched my races. I got a GoPro for this week, so I'll be rewatching those clips, and then I also go and I'll watch the 410s, just learning everything I can, helping out on 410s. Trying to get as much information I can to get better.
So what do you do other than the racing side? When you're away from racing, what occupies your time?
Work.
What do you do for work?
I'm a CNC machinist at Winners Performance.
You actually work.
Yes.
You work hard.
Yeah.
And how are things at Winners? You guys staying busy? Because there's a lot of wrecked race cars lately. So
yeah,
a lot of parts orders.
Yeah, we're definitely busy.
Let's hope that's not tonight.
Yeah.
But the last couple of weeks, when the Outlaws come to town or traveling series, we end up with, unfortunately, a lot of wrecked race cars. But We'll hope not tonight. Now, this race, if I recall the last couple of years, this is a pretty big car count. So as you've gone back in time and if you've looked at it all, how many cars do you think you guys will have tonight?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be – Scott, how many cars are going to be here tonight? 35 358s? 35? That was kind of my number. I'm terrible at guessing, though. I've told publicly I've stopped guessing. Jimmy, how many 358s will be here tonight? Don't go off my number. What do you think? 36. That's not even – you think 36? A lot of racing. 69 I heard from the crowd. Oh, geez. Nate's here. I didn't even know who that was. Nate's here, everybody, of course. He didn't bring the bullhorn this week.
I know a lot of the 410 guys are going up to Port tonight.
It's going to be a mix tonight. I think 22. You don't think quite the full 22. I tried to talk Logan Rumsey into running a double.
Yeah.
Like those guys that have a 358 or they should all be here tonight running both, right?
Yeah.
Let's get a workout in. It's a good night for it. So, as you look through the season, you're mainly here at Lincoln. Do you have plans to do Williams Grove or any other or BAPS next weekend?
I'm not a big BAPS fan.
Oh, okay.
I ran once there this year, the first race.
Did you run the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a fan
Different.
of the track. Yeah.
A little bit different. Did you test there when you were kind of getting into the sprint car? Did you do some testing there?
We did, and then we had some engine problems.
Is that why you don't like it?
Well, no. But we did get one good practice in last year. That was pretty much it. And then we ran the first race this year there.
Not a fan. Just not your style.
It gets too dusty too quickly and it ruins tires.
We can't afford that.
Yeah.
So hopefully you want a tire tonight. They're giving away some tires. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I didn't. Actually.
Yeah. So how many 358 tires? 5? I think it was 5, right? I think 5 358 tires given away tonight. So hopefully that helps. Is it a right rear or a left front? I think it's a right rear. Yeah. So
good.
Not a left front. We don't need those. We got plenty of those. So what do you got back here? I see you have your car and you have, they got the canopy back over your stuff. So what's at your table back here?
Oh, we got t-shirts. We actually got new colors in today. The sand and Carolina blue.
Ooh, I like that.
So
Carolina blue.
And then I have some temporary tattoos for the kids and some bracelets and baby Jesuses over there.
Well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And hopefully keep it upright. And we'll see you at the front.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So,
I think.
All right. While you were gone, what'd you come up with? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I think.
Ryan. Hey, my buddy Ryan over here off camera. You can't see it. No, it's that way. What you got on your mind, Ryan? Ryan has nothing. He's here. We told him to get here. Now he has nothing. Did you get a hot dog yet?
What?
Well, Buffalo Wild. You are a regular Buffalo Wild Wings.
Just wings and fries.
What kind of wings?
What flavor?
Is it? Why?
No, you don't. No, you don't. No,
You're
don't.
an adult. You can know what to say and what not to. Are you winglet? Like, do you bone in? Like,
you don't like wingless, right?
So come here. Come
or
back
boneless.
Here.
I'm sorry.
So you can see a name with a face. This is Ryan Smith, the real Ryan Smith, by the way, not the
part-time semi-professional iRacer Ryan Smith.
But so the real Ryan Smith. You go to Buffalo Wild Wings every week. Do you get bone-in wings or boneless?
This is a sprint car racing show. I don't know that we need to talk about my order at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Because if you say boneless, we're not friends.
We go on Thursdays when it's buy one, get one boneless, okay? So you have to get boneless. I'm a budget eater, okay? You don't get this big by spending all the money that you have, okay?
Fair enough.
You got to spread it out a little bit.
Okay, get out. All right, so did Brett Strickler disappear? Is he still down there? Wait, what flavor? What
flavor though? That's the wing.
Like you
flavor.
don't get them plain because that's just a tender. True. I heard Tutti Frutti from the crowd.
Mild, and occasionally if they have a limited time only, we'll jump on limited time only.
Mild
with blue cheese.
That's right. No, that's my man right there. That's my man. Blue cheese. Blue cheese all day over ranch. Blue cheese all day over ranch.
What?
Absolutely.
Anybody else that
Absolutely.
can hear this?
Blue cheese, and it's gotta have
blue cheese.
It's gotta
Matt-
have the chunks in it,
Matt
man.
Bird, blue
You gotta
cheese
have
or
the
ranch?
chunks of mold.
Raise your hands on the
Ranch.
show. Hands on the show. Blue cheese
Hold
or
on.
ranch.
Matt
We
Bird,
gotta,
professional.
Hey, who wants to eat mold in their food?
me, I do. It's delicious.
It's like a sweaty tennis shoe.
Joey over here wants
like-
to.
Like chunky.
Come on over.
There's Joe. Here, sit down here.
That's why I'm
Joey,
7
sit
foot.
down.
and
You're
the
here
rest of
today.
you are tiny.
Joey didn't go to port. Said he was going to Selinsgrove and then no showed
Yeah.
him. So
Hands on the show.
Listen, I was gonna try to go to Grove, but then half of my crew's like, "Hey, so we had rain plans just in case we canceled."
Oh, no.
I'm like, "Oh, okay, great."
Well, you tell them we're going to Selinsgrove anyway.
Yeah, I wish I did. I didn't know it was over 1,000 to start. I would have taken the start and park money.
There you go.
But
How are
yeah.
you doing, man? We had you on last year. It's good to see you.
well, I'm definitely doing different from then. I didn't think I'd be here right now. I can tell you, I thought I'd be in Indiana still racing USAC, but down in Florida, I decided to have a life change.
What made you decide to put the wing on? Almost
God.
full time,
Well,
right? Like you still do a little bit of USAC,
Yeah, like
but
we're gonna do Eastern Storm, Sprint Week,
Hell yeah.
SmackDown, some like the big paying wingless stuff that even if you could call it big paying. But pretty much I just since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an outlaw. That's just what I've wanted to do, and I've always wanted to make racing my living. Because obviously my parents own a masonry and construction business, and with the trucking, and I truck for my dad on occasion, and I hate it. All of it, and I just love driving race cars. So I want to live in a race car, pretty much. So that's kind of where I'm at. And we went down to Florida, and I brought the wing car for fun. I'm like, let's we're gonna be there, but might as well. And we were good. Like with the 360 stuff, we didn't qualify, but we had a wingless 360 that we brought to Volusia, which was terrible. It was a terrible idea, but we were fast and competitive. Like the first night, like in the B main, I started, I think 12th. I got spun on lap 1 and then drove 24th to 7th. And I'm like, all right, it's great. Track was slick. We were good. And then the second night in the heat race, I slide jobbed Blake Hahn, who's got way more money in history 69 do, and I was kind of laughing in my head. I'm like, he just got passed by like a 20 grand 360, pal. What are you doing? And then we decided we had fun with that. We'd try the 410, and I kind of realized like when we ran with the Outlaws there, like we had our wingless 410 in, and obviously that they're in a different ballgame
Right.
at that place.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
but then, our Florida Speed Week kind of didn't go good at all. Like we had a lot of high expectations too, because last year we led laps in Florida and everything, and it was pretty much about as terrible could get without destroying everything I owned. But I just on the way home, like USAC didn't start back up till April, and I could race here in March, so I'm like, let's go run Lincoln and wherever, and I've just been having a lot of fun with it, and I kind of decided like I got a good crew now, like least offers crew chief for me right now, which is really awesome.
Nice.
I got my buddy Dalton who comes on occasion, Cody Miller. I'm sure a lot of people know him. He's really cool and fun to have around. I got my other guy Mike who comes as much as he can. So I got a good set of hands here, and that was like another thing being out west. Like I don't really know anybody, and nobody in Indiana likes each other like at all. Like if you drop dead, they would till you into the race.
Are you saying people in Pennsylvania like each other?
Way more.
Okay.
Way
All
more.
right. That's surprising.
Yeah. Listen, I can tell you. I mean, maybe it was just because I was an outsider, but they all just seemed to like look at you like you don't speak English. Like to be perfectly honest. But I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of lovely people out there, and I loved my time out there. That's actually why I still want to go out there, run some stuff. Like honestly, my favorite racetrack in the country is Bloomington. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, I just figured like if I want to do this, and I just
you need to get races in, right?
Yeah,
mean,
then
like
I just
the USAC schedule is so spread out,
Absolutely.
and to accommodate to the guys running Silver Crown, midget,
Sure,
and all that,
yep.
and it's so spread out. There's not many races, so I get it.
Right. No, and it's just like I can race pretty much weekly, 2 days a week here.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like from everybody I've talked to, Pennsylvania, if you get good running around here, you can race everywhere.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that. That's kind of like the equivalent of non-wing in Indiana. If you can get good racing non-wing cars in Indiana, you can pretty much go anywhere you want and be fast.
Right.
And I mean, like the guys on the road prove it. You know, look at Logan right now; he's absolutely killing it
yeah.
on the Outlaws. And you know, it's awesome to see them have good success because, you know, I actually got Lee was working at Newman's, and conveniently we all use the same motor builder, and that's how I got him to come work with me.
There you go.
But yeah, so I figured like if there was any time to do it, you know, I just turned 20 years old. I got to do it now. 'Cause
Right.
You know, if I ran the full USAC stuff this year, and like my original plan was run the whole USAC National, and then whenever I'm not doing that, run
Then
some
run the
local
win-
Indiana
yeah.
stuff that paid,
Okay.
and then run a wing car
Yeah.
as much as I could.
That's kind of what you did last year, right? I mean, you kind of showed up a little bit here with the wing car, but
Not
you kind of
once.
did that. I thought you did. Weren't you
Not
at
a
Sealands
single
Grove,
race.
or was that?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
So
I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
you're
Like,
right.
and that was I only ran like 2 wing shows. So my wing experience, like I was telling somebody today, I don't even have 15 races
Right.
completed. And the races I do have, like Lee's only been with me now for I think three of them. And of course, every race we ran is the World of Outlaws. Like it's like, hey, let's go to the hardest competition ever. And try. Woohoo! Yay me. No, it's definitely been difficult for me in the sense of just everything I know is wrong.
Right.
In that case, like I'll use Williams Grove as a good example. In a wingless car, I'm lifting at the bridge, you know, and coasting a little bit,
Right,
getting
yep.
back on the throttle,
Mhm.
handbrake, whatever. Wing cars, it's like, oh my god.
If you're not on the throttle the whole time, you're slow.
Yeah, I can tell you the first time I went into the corner, I was kind of like shaking. I'm like, oh god, this is fast, and that's the difference. Is it's just for me, your closing rates are so much faster. The cars are so much faster. They're a lot more sensitive than a wingless car. Like, I guess I use Williams Grove. It's a great example. You're going down a straightaway there. If you hold the steering wheel and don't move your arms, the car will go from the top to the bottom to the middle. It'll do whatever
on
it
its
wants.
own.
On its own. So you gotta like hold it in a straight line. Where
Right.
like in a wingless car, you don't have that as much. You know,
You're wheeling it.
right. The only place that's kind of twitchy like that is Terre Haute, but you know that's just because it's so big and so flat. But otherwise, like you come out of a corner in a wingless car, if you're going straight, you're pretty much okay until you have to turn again. But like, and another thing too is just with these wingers, it seems that if you make a mistake or if you want to like change your lane in the middle of a corner, you can. Where a wingless car, you pretty much set where you're going, and you're gonna end up somewhere. Like if you turn too late, there's no you're gonna hit the wall and flip. Where in a wing car, I've kind of experienced it already. You can kind of like save it and thank God for keeping you alive.
Right.
Where the wing, you
And
know,
not to do it again.
sure, like I've taken my fair share of flips with the wingless stuff, so I know a lot of don'ts. But it's definitely been cool, and you know, like I said, just since I was a kid, you know, I remember being 9, 10 years old playing the World of Outlaws game, and I just remember said I wanted to be them one day. So if I'm gonna do that, I can't keep racing wingless full time anymore.
Right.
And there's no better place in the country, in my opinion, to learn how to race a wing car than Central Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
I
man.
mean, you got every kind of different track, short tracks, big tracks,
Mhm.
cushion some night, completely slick the next. You know, the World of Outlaws come here, High Limit comes here.
Mhm.
The guys in Central PA are just as good, if not better, than them. So like and that's been another big difference for me too. Like you go non-wing racing out west, like the local guys in Indy are good. Like you got about 10 to 12, you know,
like local guys.
yeah, local guys. Like you go to Bloomington. Well, the problem is too. It's actually a good thing, but like Friday nights, you got Bloomington, Circle City, so they're racing. So they split the good cars. So
Okay.
really, you only have 5 at each. And then Saturday, kind of the same deal. Like you got Pear and Putnamville, Lawrenceburg sometimes, Kokomo on occasion. So like it gets a little thin spread with the good cars because. Which isn't bad for local stuff. Like it was good for me for learning the tracks.
Right, yeah.
You know, like we should have had a couple local show wins there last year. Just
I
literally.
was just say you could be a little more competitive.
Yeah, like we
than-
won every time we showed up. We pretty much won a heat race and podiumed. And you know the guys we were racing were other USAC cars. And you know if I had luck, which is something I don't really have too much. I did at Port Royal last year. Thank you God, I was very lucky that night. But my luck kind of ran out after that.
I was just gonna say that USAC East Coast race last year. That was awesome. That was
Yeah.
that was probably that might have been my race of the year last year. How was that? I mean, that you guys were
So
bombing each other each corner. It was great.
So it's cool for me because me and Chris grew up with each other. So it was like, all right, I know how we race. But honestly, that race was miserable. And not miserable in the sense of like it wasn't fun. Miserable because we messed up, like majorly with setup, and we put the wrong gear in the car. I couldn't keep the motor over 7,800 RPM, like because we had a decent car. Like I needed a little more right rear stick, like through the center of 1 and 2, because that's always where I just lack is 1 and 2 there. But like Briggs and Alex, you know, the only thing they had on me that night was they had more gear in the car.
Yeah, more gear.
Like,
They could just
I
they could just pitch it
I
on
couldn't
the
get
top
down
there.
the straightaway. That's why.
Right. I forgot. I actually forgot about that. They both wrecked.
Yeah, like when they wrecked, I was like, yes, this is great. And I'm like, oh crap, Chris. But my problem was like when we were having that slider battle. It's funny. I replay it in my head. I was trying to eliminate that as quickly as I could because every time I had to slide him, the motor would go.
Yeah, right.
The whole time just
You couldn't
coming
keep
out of
that
the corner.
momentum
No,
then.
and that's why I was really glad the caution came out when it did. Because if you actually go back and look at the replay, I do it on occasion because
That was great. It was a great race.
I threw a slider from hell, and I know I did it because I knew if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have. He would have won the. Honestly, if the race would have went green to that end, and I didn't do what I had to do, he would have won the race.
Right.
But I threw it so hard. I learned a new thing about Port Royal. The inside of turn 3 goes up. I didn't know that.
Like it goes
yeah, the
uphill.
banking goes up.
Yeah.
Like you go from down to up because you could see my car shooting down. All of a sudden it goes up really quick and then back down. Because I just remember going in the corner like, whoa, this is bad. But luckily I was gonna clear it anyway. But that was just my problem is I couldn't keep momentum built up. And then, you know, Chris on that last restart, I just remember, you know, he was smart. He was protecting the bottom, but that was actually bad for him because I was able to keep
the
my
top and keep that momentum.
Yeah, exactly. I was able to keep my momentum wound up, and he messed up. You know, I think I threw a slider on him, and I threw a slider on him in 1 and 2, and then no, I'm sorry. Yeah, yes, 1 and 2, and then he got me back in 3 and 4.
And then you went to the top.
And then I went to the top, and he messed up in the top of 3, and then that's when I knew I went into turn 1 that next lap, and I didn't see him.
You had him.
As long as I kept my momentum built up, we were okay.
Right.
But you know that's what I mean though. Like, I'm, you know, I've actually had a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, you quit wingless?" I'm like, "No, I love wingless racing. I think wingless racing." On a more general basis can put on a better show just because of the nature of the cars. Like, you know, obviously no downforce.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. Now that I'm like getting into the wing stuff more and more, there's awesome and absolutely phenomenal wing racing. Like honestly, Lincoln truthfully is one of my favorite wing tracks because I'm a short track guy. I think short tracks, you learn more how to drive race cars. You can race harder. There's way more racing going on where like, you know, don't get me wrong, I love Port Royal too, but on a typical Port Royal night, it's strung out, which is fine.
Yeah.
That there's a whole niche for that.
When
and
that place slows down, though, it can produce
yes,
great
absolutely.
racing. You know,
yeah,
absolutely.
but when it's fast, it's like, oh my god, who's got a bigger motor? Which is okay.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people don't get me wrong. I love hearing 410s wide open too. It's
yeah.
cool. But I just think for me, and honestly, that's why we were originally going to run the Whitecomb next week, but the way I am for my racing right now. We're going to come run Grove and here again because I just want to get as many laps as I can right now. And I know truthfully, if I go there, I'm going to run hot laps, time trials, heat race, and a B-main.
Right.
And that's okay. You know, I'm not oblivious to the fact that I need laps. I don't have any. Where, you know, if I go in a non-wing car, I don't care where I go. I know we're going to be fine.
Right.
But that's, you know, I'm just trying to focus on this for a while. Like, don't get me wrong, we have Eastern Storm coming up, and I've actually yesterday morning I was actually working on the wingless car because I had to do some stuff to it to get it ready because we're gonna run that and some other stuff because you know I still want to do the races that are important to me.
Yeah.
And Eastern Storm's obviously, you know, we live here.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, Grandview's an hour from my house.
Right.
And actually, we did fairly well last year. I think I got 3 hard chargers during the week.
Yeah.
You know, we ran good. Actually ran good at Grandview, and I despise Grandview. Every time I went there at USAC East Coast, I don't think my car ever left without damage. But you know, and I think I'm gonna try if I can get enough hands. I'm gonna probably run double duty at like Bridgeport with URC, just because even though it's a 360, it's still laps with a wing on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then we'll probably run double duty at the Grove. double duty at Port Royal too. I'd love to run triple duty if anybody has a Silver Crown car.
Hey.
You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I love that night, man. It's the USAC night there at Port Royal is just
it's incredible.
It's great. It's a late one. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's so good. You see so many good divisions, so many good cars. It's great racing.
Yeah, like I'll tell you the feeling like as a driver there, like because truthfully, this is wing country, and there's no taking that away. Like you know, I've had people tell me like, which it was actually kind of cool, just because I was from Pennsylvania, they would watch USAC because they wanted to see how we did. Sorry if we sucked, but but now that I'm in wing country and just seeing how cool it is to be involved in this, it's definitely a different feeling. Where like when Eastern Storm happens, I almost feel like they treat us the same as they treat the wing guys, because I think it's special that they only come in for a week.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you get one time a year.
They used to come 2, maybe 3
there was
times
like
a year.
weird COVID year. I remember they did that second speed week.
Yeah, and
which,
it wasn't as
no, and I mean, like, don't get me wrong. In my opinion, there's a couple tracks on the Eastern Storm schedule that shouldn't be on there, and there's a couple that aren't on there that should be.
Well, let's go there. What do you think that
like,
is?
honestly, I think this place should be on Eastern Storm, because
agree.
I can tell you when I ran here at USAC East Coast, I'm a little biased because every time I came here, I won a heat race, and then something stupid happened in the future. But Lincoln is a perfect, absolutely perfect wingless track.
It really is.
So is Path Valley.
Path Valley, for sure.
Valley
They used to go there.
They did. Was one of the best wingless races I've ever seen in my life. The cushion was as tall as this table. They were bouncing off. It was absolutely phenomenal. Instead, we go to Big Diamond, which, don't get me wrong, I like Big Diamond.
Big Diamond's always a mess, man.
Big Diamond's a little sketchy.
Yeah, it's very sketchy. It's a cool, really great track.
I've never had luck there. Like I flipped a car there a few years ago, and it oh god, when you wreck at Big Diamond, you wreck. Like I remember witnessing Ryan Watts flip at USAC, so that was about, I guess, 4.5 years ago now. That was sketchy to the point it took 45 minutes. We were under red flag. We were all out of our cars. There was 2 laps to go. This is the end of the race. 45 minutes to find him, and then another hour and a half to find the tank.
That's wild.
They couldn't find him. Or, I think they found him, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It was a long red flag. Like I got out of the car. I had a hot dog, to be honest with you. I'm like, all right, you know, we're running in the back.
I experienced that last year with the wingless sportsman. They had a huge wreck, and they had wreck after wreck after wreck. I think 5 cars or 6 cars finished that one. It was just because it was.
Oh yeah, and listen, don't get me wrong. We've had those. Like, oh god, like honestly, one of the tracks I just despise it. I despise it. Is Hopstop. I am not good there at all. For whatever reason, I am so bad at Hopstop. But. Oh, sorry. But anyway, so like last year there was like a big. Is this on flow? No,
it's not.
There was a big pile up in one of the lower mains, and you know, Spridge is on the radio screaming at us. He's like, "Come on, guys, let's get a lap in." And I'm looking up at him like, "Spridge, we're at Hopstock."
Yeah, what? Yeah.
You know, you can't turn here, and that's actually one of the very few places in Indiana I actually think is a way better wing track. Because just the way they're geared out there, they're geared towards non-wing racing. Like, just with how big the cushions get. I think wing cars on a cushion are good. It just the wingless cushions get so tall just because of the nature of our racing.
Yeah.
We're like, honestly, in my opinion, these days, Kokomo is a way better wing track than it is a wingless track. Like, SmackDown the past couple of years.
That's a controversial statement right there.
I'm telling you, just from experience, like 2023.
It does put on good. It's very underrated when it comes to the wing racing. I think High Limit proved that last week.
Like 2023, I went out to SmackDown for the first time. Actually, that year was my first year transitioning to 410 stuff. We went out, ran Indiana Sprint Week. I went from the D main to the C main to the B main and missed the transfer of Kokomo by 1,000th of a second. I came in and looked at my dad. I'm like, Dad, we're coming to SmackDown. You know, I got to get vengeance here. So we come to SmackDown. First thing I do, win the heat race by 3 seconds. Made the prelim night. Second night wasn't so good. I think I got wrecked out I got wrecked in the heat race, and just it snowballed from there. But anyway, so long story short, third night we made the show. But the track, it wasn't racy. Like, it was pretty much either follow the leader around the bottom or the top. And then this year at SmackDown, well, it didn't end well for me. We flipped the first night, and I think I had a bad concussion, and we just packed it in.
Just
Well, yeah,
packed it
because
in
I
and
flipped
came
at Circle, or I got demolished by crumb cakes at Circle City. And then my head was messed up from that a week before, and we had something break on the car going into turn 3 at Kokomo and demolished it. And I'm like, you know what? I loaded up. Let's go watch.
Yeah.
And just watching the track, it stayed way too dirty the whole time. Like Justin Grant won Kokomo running the bottom. That never happened before.
Right.
Like, I remember 5 years ago watching SmackDown, like Tyler Courtney and Chris Windham, those guys, they're bouncing off the fence.
Yeah.
Like, it's slide job galore. Now it was just
You're
not
trying to roll the bottom and
right. It
Right.
just wasn't good. Where I don't get me wrong, I still think Kokomo is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I think like High Limit last year and this year, it's been amazing.
Yeah,
Like I
absolutely.
can't believe how good the racing's been. Like it's just watching it, it looked like a wingless race
Mhm.
in the sense of how much they're racing and passing. So I'm a fan of both. I think I think there's definitely room for both. I think, in my opinion, too, a lot of wingless racing doesn't get the credit it deserves just because of the
agree.
payouts.
I agree. I agree.
A lot of people look at it as a lower form.
It's not though.
It's not. Listen, I'll tell you. I'll tell you
You
this
got to
much.
wheel that some bitch. You know?
It's a completely different driving style, and those guys, your top 10 USAC teams, you're spending just as much money as these top 410 teams, because it's at the end of the day, you got to have the same stuff. You got to have good motors. You got to have everything. It's just obviously USAC though. The other thing I've never really liked about it, it's not just a sprint car series.
Right.
They got to split their.
That's what I was saying before. You got the midgets, you got the Silver Crown, and those guys run a lot of the same.
That's exactly right, and that's kind of like another reason why I'm going wing racing is just because if I wanted to make a living running a non-wing car, I have to run a non-wing car, a midget, a Silver Crown,
right. And you got to find rides or supply your own.
That's exactly right. So at that point, you're racing so many different disciplines, which is cool. There's some guys that can do it. I know I want to focus on one thing for the most part. But you have to race so many different cars, so many different places, and you're still not making a fraction of what if I was great, of what I could make racing in PA alone. So you put all that hard work, effort, money into it, and there's no return.
Right.
Where wing racing, I use Florida as an example when I talk to people. You walk through the pits at a World of Outlaw show. Kyle Larson's there. Christopher Bell's there. You got big name guys. The fans, the places are packed. We went for USAC at Volusia, and there was late models there too. Stands were empty. You go to a World of Outlaw show on a Wednesday at Volusia, you can't walk.
Right.
So there's just there's definitely a different precedent set, which is unfortunate. But I definitely think wingless still has room to grow. Unfortunately, the way it all is going, it's not going to grow to where it needs to be anytime soon. Like winged racing is, in my opinion, the top form of dirt racing.
Right.
It's just the pinnacle of dirt racing. Sprint car, wing cars, and late models. That's your top two.
Yep.
Once you've gone there, there's nothing else to go to. That's it. But I just hope we're gonna do both. I got a lot to learn. So
good. So thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it. How do you feel about tonight, real quick, and give a shout out to some sponsors?
Well, the last time I was here sucked. I won't sugarcoat it. I was pretty terrible. But prior to the World of Outlaws coming, I actually really haven't been here since March. For a local show, we made every show, went forward. So I think we'll be good tonight. I imagine it'll be like 25.
Yeah, I'm thinking around there, just enough for
because obviously, there's a lot of guys going to Port next week, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
So I get it. Go there, get some seat time, whatever. So I figure around 25 cars. I think we'll be good. My goal for tonight, I'd like to get a top 15 because last time we were here, I went 24th to 16th. So I got realistic goals. I'm not looking. I know I'm not going to win. No, that'd be great. That'd be great if I could just turn Kyle Larson on in my brain and go win. That'd be phenomenal. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, obviously, it's a beautiful day. Wish
I
wish
know.
this would have been yesterday.
Right.
And I drove 3 hours here and rained out. That was cool. Luckily, thank you, Dalton, for letting me stay at your house. That's 10 minutes down the road. Yeah, so I think track's gonna be pretty good. There's gonna be good cars here. Obviously, there's still some of the best of the guys in the country are gonna be here. So tough competition.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
just hoping to roll every night. We roll the car in the box is a good night in my
Keep
book.
learning more.
So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the plan. And sponsor wise, obviously got to thank my mom and dad, JPA Masonry, Manti Real Estate, Stinger Race Fuel. I actually, for anybody who's buying sprint car stuff, just opened up my own business, JPA Racing Products.
Okay.
I finally got a website running, which it's not done, but it is there. So you can look at what I got. Like, I'm a fuel dealer. I got to add that stuff on there, wheel dealer, whatnot. But yeah, pretty much everyone else. If you see the 88J and you see the name on the car, they help us out in some sort of way, and I appreciate everyone. And most of all, the man above. He's been very, very good to me. I've wrecked a lot of race cars that hurt very much, and I'm still here. We're probably missing half of this now, but I'm still here, so that's A+ in my book.
Yep.
There's nothing better to be doing on a Saturday than racing a sprint car in Central PA.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for joining
No
us. I
problem.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Good luck
That was an
tonight.
awful handshake. We got to try that again.
Thank you very much. Jay-Z's going to come in, and we're going to bring on our next guest.
We're probably our last guest.
Our last guest. Yeah, you're
We're
right.
done. I'm
Shit.
done. I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. I need to go get a hot dog. Brett,
There you go.
Our next guest had a hot dog. Wait,
Best for last.
Best for last.
The
Here, I'll move
sexiest
over
for
here.
last.
You take this.
All right. So, last one. Thanks, Jimmy. Good job, man. Well done, sir. How you feel? You feeling good about it? Attaboy. All right. So, Brett Strickler, welcome. We won't keep you long. Race Car's here today. Your brother's not here, so I hope your dad makes a post going, "Where's the other brother?" Or is he working?
He's working.
He's working. Okay, we'll accept that, because if I remember right, about a month ago, everybody was like, "Your dad made a post. Where's Brett at today?"
Yeah, and I wasn't working for that. We
You
just had
weren't
other
working.
plans.
He just said, "I don't want to do this anymore."
We raced the next day at Babs. You can call it racing. We sucked, but we're getting better.
So tell us a little bit about your season, because you've had some ups and downs. You've had some good time trial. You had a good time trial at BAPS.
Yeah.
You've had some mechanical stuff. Kind of walk us through the year.
I mean, we only ran, I think, 3 times. I mean, that mixed with the rain and some issues, we just haven't been able to race too much. First week out, pretty much was just out to lunch and kind of decided to throw something different at it. And then we had a mechanical problem the second time we went to BAPS. And then we come here to, we get a mechanical problem, come here to Lincoln, leading to B main, and then go to BAPS, get in the show with the 39, 38 cars, whatever it was. And I knew starting 23rd, 24th on that surface wasn't going to be my friend. So halfway pulled off and then ran that non-qualifiers deal and ended up breaking a rear end. So it just seems to be one thing after another. Hopefully we got it squared away. We got everything checked over, new rear end, another front end in it, and see if everything stays together this week.
Go back at it. So in that non-qualifier race, you were second, third. You were kind of up
second.
there, right?
I mean, we were all playing around in rubber. I started third and was running second, and I felt like I was running down Mike Thompson. And then just at the end of the straightaway, I felt the entire motor just pegged, and that was not good. So tried to shut it down as quick as I could.
So, and then let's go back a little bit. That same night, early in the night, you went out in an early group and went overall second quick in that time. So I was watching, I was sitting in 3 and 4 that night, outside exit of 4, and I saw you do a different line than everybody else. You kind of went above what the cushion was and kind of went above it and kind of arced down. Is that something you just the way it happened, or is that something you saw and was like, wow, let me try this?
BAPS is tricky, especially in those timed hot lap deals. At least lately, it seems like 1 and 2 doesn't. It's kind of like Lincoln here. 1 and 2 doesn't really hold much moisture, but 3 and 4 will. I just kind of went into the corner. I remember watching my one crew guy took a video, and there was like hitting slime at the end of the straightaway, and the rear end kind of kicked out on me. So whether it was intentional or not, I don't know, but it worked out. So, I mean, I went second to none other than the Lincoln Speedway track champion walking away over there. So
there he is.
But the only sad part about the situation is you kind of get screwed a little bit timing second in the timed hot laps deal, because it's a 4-car invert, where I wish it would be more of like the speed week format. You kind of get, unless you're the fastest guy, you kind of get penalized for being second or third quick. And I mean, it is what it is. Their track, their rules. I don't care. I'm going to go back tomorrow anyway, but it just kind of sucks. It's the second time I've done that. And I think the first time was to
Jacob Allen last year. He ended up winning. So, I mean, it is what it is. Both times I've done it and made the show, but we just got to get a little bit better.
So, speaking, kind of toward that is that heat race. You go out, you have a chance. You're on the front row. Made a mistake, maybe with third. Excuse me. Made a. You kind of started off okay, and it sort of faded in that heat, and you found a mechanical problem.
Yeah, we had a hiccup. It is what it is. I went out and did my job in the B main. We kind of got, I don't want to say lucky because it's kind of the unfortunate circumstances of Chris Frank breaking a motor, but we were still really good.
What's up, Jordan?
Slower, brother. But
Sorry, Jordan.
we kind of got a little bit lucky there. I think we were just as good as TJ, but I didn't find the rhythm until he already got by me. And then Frank, I don't know what he was going out front. If he didn't hurt a motor, there was nobody touching him. But we kind of lucked into that situation, and it is what it is. So I'm not going to complain about it.
So you haven't raced a lot, and do you find that to be more challenging, or do you find that to be a challenge on top of, hey, we've had these issues and I haven't raced a lot? Is that even harder to feel like you're getting a rhythm as a driver?
Yeah, I've been itching to race, but every time we're looking at racing, it's typically chances of rain. I think even today, I know it looks nice now and it's a little windy, but I think there was even chances of rain because of the storms that were coming through last night and today. The only day it looks semi-good is tomorrow without really any chances of rain. Now, we'll say that and I'll jinx it, but I've been wanting to get back here. We've only been here once this year, and we were really good. I mean, ended up I started dead last because of the handicap deal, which it's fine. I knew I was coming in here to do that. We were going to get some laps. Almost ended up putting it in the show. I think I was one spot out of a transfer, and then front row of the B main and got to the first corner before Danny did, and felt like I was pretty good and probably would have been in the show. I mean, I don't know. The track wasn't super, super wide. That was the night I think Macri and Schott got together.
Yep.
I mean, it was a good, pretty racy, fast surface, but it wasn't super, super wide. So we might not have went too far forward, but I would have just been happy to get in the show. And that's kind of my goal is most of the time with this 410 deal is it's not easy, especially I'll give the nod to Baps and getting a car count. Nobody else really races on Sunday, but I think every time we've been there, it's been 34, 35 plus cars. Tonight, my guess would be somewhere in the 28, 29 range. I think with guys going to Port Royal for the Weikert next weekend, I think you might take some of the bigger guys. Like I know Macri's going there, Danny's going there. I feel like Chase might be coming here.
I think
tonight.
Chase is coming here from what we've heard.
Whatever. I mean, those guys are on their game. We'll get better by getting our tails kicked. That's how you earn your stripes here. You just keep getting beat up on.
That's kind of the hard part about this is you want to get the seat time for yourself, but you also want to you don't want to get your butt kicked, but you kind of need to know what that speed is. Like where's that line? And that B main you talked about here where you were leading it. I think you passed. Did you say you passed Danny? Or?
I got him on the start, and it's only because that track that night was a little different. I mean, they worked to get the show in that night. And all props to them. And then, unfortunately, I don't think there was a big turnout in the stands. But, they put the effort in that night. And the track was just a little greasy on the bottom. And with him starting on the pole, I kind of knew that. And I got a better start being in the groove, which –
hey,
if I would have ran, if it would have been a normal track, Danny probably would have smoked me, but it is what it is. I'll take my small wins when I can get them.
Well, but it ended up not being a small win because you didn't finish the race. So let's figure that part out.
First corner. That's
hey, listen, we get checker flags on turn one, so that's what we do. So tonight it is time trials. Draw may matter, may not. It's pretty windy. It's sunny.
I think it's going to matter with this wind. Lincoln, like I said earlier, kind of about similar to Baps at least this year is 1 and 2 doesn't really hold a ton of moisture with it being in the sun the whole time, but this billboard's covering 3, pretty much keeps the track pretty moist and doesn't push up too far until it gets later in the night.
How do you feel about the word moist overall?
Did I say that? I don't know.
You did. I didn't. He did. I didn't. But
well, that's to each their own. I don't care.
So hey, good luck tonight. I don't want to keep you long. Did you have a hot dog from the hot dog truck?
I did not. No.
You didn't? I thought you did.
Nope.
Okay, I got to get in line for that. Hopefully they're here. I've heard nothing but good things. So
yeah,
good luck.
Tom was telling me about that too.
I mean, you can't have it now. It's too late.
I'll be all right.
All right.
Only 3 o'clock.
Good luck tonight, brother. Thank you. Have a good one. No, we got a special guest. We have one more special guest.
One more special guest?
Right here. Our buddy Christopher.
Christopher Knoll.
Yeah. Come on in here, buddy.
I said it right this time.
Yeah.
Sit on down.
We have questions for you, my friend. So this is one of our super fans. Well, I will call him a super fan. I mean, maybe I shouldn't. So this is a Central PA 410 racing super fan. We'll put it that way. NASCAR super fan, WWE super fan. He's a assistant soccer coach.
Yep.
Right? This guy does everything. He doesn't ever catch our show live because he's watching WWE.
I do sometimes.
Sometimes. If we talk about NASCAR, maybe. And you're a huge Chase Elliott fan. So that's number one, strike number one. Okay.
It's not.
What?
No, it's not.
What do you mean?
Most popular driver.
Sure. Okay. So was his dad. Would that mean he was good?
Still, it's a little. Still is.
All right. Must be a Dawsonville, Georgia thing. You think it's like a Georgia thing that they're popular?
Well, I didn't like Bill Elliott at the beginning.
You didn't?
No, I was a junior fan. Darren Hood Jr.
That's strike number two. So you had two average drivers you liked.
Well, before that, it was going to be Darren Sr., but
Okay. So do you think Chase Elliott needs a new crew chief?
no.
No. What do you think is the problem?
Just,
Because Larson doesn't seem to have a problem.
just down the hill a little bit. Got to fix everything back up and get back going again.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you're the pro. I don't know. I just watch. So I know it. Last week was pretty good. He had some good running.
Yep.
Good,
the
ran
pit
good last
stops
week.
Did it.
Now he has a pit stop problem.
Yep, it was a pit stop problem
Jeez.
last week.
One thing after another. Jeez. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what you've been up to. So I see you every week. You're a big fan of our show. We appreciate that so much. And I see you pretty much every week at Williams Grove and Lincoln. And you get to you've gotten to do some really cool stuff. You're also, by the way, a Chad Trout super fan. So he's back there, right?
Yep.
He's right here. He's got the car. Yeah. So I've seen you on top of the hauler. I've seen you getting VIP cart rides. I mean, you're a celebrity at this point. You should be having a show. What do you think?
No.
What do you mean no? Why not? You should have your own show, I think.
No.
No. All right. So what do you think about tonight? What are your observations so far going in with how many 410s you think will be here?
Well, with Port Royal thing, I guess probably will be a little bit less.
A little bit lower in the 410 count. 358s. Will we hit 75 of them?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. What do you think for a 358 car count?
Probably. Do they have 358 up at Port?
No, nowhere.
Then probably a normal night.
I don't even think URC's running. They rain out they make a schedule and then everything says rain. They pre-print the URC schedule and says rain of every date.
Well,
Yeah, they already canceled.
I did look at the weather earlier, and it looks like it might be going down, so we might be good for.
You shut your mouth. Don't you talk about the rain.
I'm always a positive person,
All right.
so that's I hope we get everything in.
You're positive. I think
Yeah.
you're more realistic. I think you keep up on it pretty good. So, what are your picks tonight? Give me a 410 winner. Who do you think wins tonight?
Well, I'd love to see Chad win.
Well, Chad had a pretty good run last week, didn't he?
Uh,
We have a good time trial.
yeah, it was a good time trial, good start, but then wrecked at the Baxter.
Rough weekend.
Yep.
But I was actually thankful he was okay for sure. And that was an ugly wreck. And just personally speaking, I don't like getting a cover of Ari Auto for a crashed race car, but I'll take it. I'll take the cover. Thank you. Thank you. Wrong place, wrong time. I get wrong place, right time. But thankfully he's okay. And they had enough race car and good equipment to come back out Saturday for the Morgan Cup. Good time trialer, Chad is. So what do you think? It's windy. It's sunny. We just talked to Brett, and he thinks the draw could matter a lot for tonight. What do you think?
Probably will too. I hope we get a good draw.
Yeah.
For Chad tonight.
What do you think? The one pill for the one car?
No, probably about what 10.
You think 10? Okay. What with fifth car out or fifth pill?
Fifth pill.
Okay. Are you going to be on the side by side tonight?
Golf cart, but yes.
Same thing.
Well, kind of not because we can't push correctly with that.
Is it slow?
Yeah, it's very slow.
We're gonna have to get you in a side by side, go a little faster.
Yes, please help us with that.
He wants to go faster. We're gonna have to get you in a race car.
I have headsets now, and I can hear everything. And they've been yelling at Brent, who I'm with,
To go faster.
go faster. You're just too slow.
And Brent says, "It's just a golf cart. I can't go any faster."
Oh, right.
You have to go downhill.
We've been trying to get the faster thing back.
He's gonna have to soup up the golf cart.
I know, right?
What
We
do you
need
think?
somebody to help us
Take
get
the
it
governor
faster.
off with the golf cart specialties. Hey, sponsor plug. What do you think about that? They're right. We're sponsored tonight, right? Golf cart. Is it golf cart specialties? So, that was pretty good. That was like I knew what I was doing. Do you like that?
Get the sponsor plug in.
Hey, so 358s tonight. It's going to be a draw. I don't know if it's handicap. I don't know what the format is. I didn't look for 358s. No, is it in a random draw and then handicap, or wait, not a handicap, draw and then redraw. So if you draw good, finish good, then you redraw again. That's a lot of luck. All right, let's pick a 358 winner. Don't pick Scott because he's sitting right there looking at you either. You don't have to do that. No pressure, but give me a 358 winner tonight. Is Dylan Norris going to be here tonight in 358? I don't even know.
So.
That's a. Oh, is he in New York? I heard he was on an entry list for a New York trip tonight, so maybe he won't be here.
I'm not really sure. It just depends who's here tonight, which I'm not sure.
We don't know yet. That's why it's a guess.
That's just the fire night, probably competitive for the fire.
Oh, Ashley. Okay, I like it. You did it on purpose.
What? No,
You picked Ashley because, like, hey, she's,
No, for the fire thing.
All right. So they haven't had a lot of races. Scott, how many 358 races have you had here total? 3, 2? 2 or 3. There's not been many. But I'll tell you, a couple race cars, I think that division is one of the most competitive anywhere, right? Steve Owings, new car, had been fast. Just got to get there. Jaden Wolf, Aiden Hare. Right, he broke a motor early, the first race of the year. Broke a motor. He should be back tonight. There's a lot of good race cars with a lot of experience. That draw and that first car that gets up front, because lap traffic matters, but by the time we get to lap traffic, it tends to be one lane. If you had your choice, would you rather see one lane on the top or the bottom?
Probably on the top because it makes it more exciting. Plus, you can do the slide jobs.
A lot more chances for mistakes.
Yep.
What about drivers? Top or bottom if it's one lane? Drivers. I know, Scott. I didn't even have to ask that. Scott likes. We know. We've seen it, right? So, if you had to pick, it's the All-Star race this weekend.
Yes,
I can't not talk to this guy and not talk about NASCAR.
Well, right now I'm more paying attention a little bit to something else right now that's live going on.
Wait, what?
I'm paying attention to something else a little bit more right now.
What's that?
The Indy 500 qualifying.
Is that important?
Yes.
Why does it matter where they start?
Because with these cars that they have today, they can't pass that well. It's more of just a straight line, except for like the top 3 or 2. Well, I always.
So, Larson wrecked another car.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it was just the front clip and the back rear.
Just the front
wing,
and the rear.
Front
That's
wing,
it.
Back wing just squared it up perfectly.
So, what do you think for who's going to get the pole?
Right now I see Polo again. Right now.
Is it Polo again?
Yeah.
That's going on right now, right?
Yes. But my favorite one that's right now going is, except for Larson, of course, is Joseph Newgarden is my favorite one. He's third right now.
He's third.
Yep.
So and for Indy 500, they have 39 days of testing and qualifying.
Not anymore these days.
Oh, not anymore.
It's just it's a week, and then qualifying weekend, and then 2 extra days next week, and then that's it.
I'm not an IndyCar guy, so maybe you can inform me. I read someone at practice yesterday ran 50 or 60 laps. What can you learn from 50 or 60 laps in Indy?
Where you can change the wing degrees.
Okay.
The new wickers that they put in the front, back wing.
They're new. So there's a new rules package
Well,
for this
they've
year?
been having that, but they can change different spots on it all the time.
Okay. And who's your favorite IndyCar driver that's full-time? Newgarden?
Newgarden.
Newgarden.
My old favorite that races still some of the time is Elio.
You like Elio?
Yep.
He's old, right?
Yes, he is.
It's been a minute.
Yep.
Does he race anymore? Or this race?
He's only doing the Indy 500.
That's it.
Yep, because he owns the Meyer Shank. I think he's a part of it.
What is your favorite form of racing?
NASCAR.
NASCAR. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
All right. So what do you think of the All-Star format? The pit thing last night, qualifying, what do you think?
I wish it was back at Lowe's Motor Speedway because I love the pit qualifying because when they did it the last couple of times, no speed limit. Go fast as you want. Have fun. Try to stop in the pit stall, and then once they're done, fly right back out again.
Yeah, the crazier the better.
Oh, yeah. It was so awesome when they had it like that.
When everybody says the same thing, why do they keep changing it?
I know.
Like
Well,
they just keep messing with
I
it.
think the only thing why it started because of changes, and a lot of changes have happened with the tracks, is because when COVID hit.
And
Ryan Smith, Mrs. Chris Lynn, by the way.
Ryan Smith, Mrs. Chris Lynn. Who's Chris? Chris Lynn who? I don't know. Where's he at today? He was going to be here.
Yeah,
Is he working?
making sushi right now.
I thought he worked nights. Now he works days. What?
He's making sushi.
He's probably sleeping under someone's camper. I don't know.
So, what do you feel about the competition caution for the All-Star race? The promoters caution.
Promoters caution.
I'm okay with it.
Don't they already do that?
Yeah, that used to be called the break
No.
cautions.
Well, last night I was watching the Cars Tour. Ever guys heard of that one?
Yeah, yep.
So they actually do have a thing that if it goes 45 laps, caution.
So,
But unless if it gets inside 15 laps, that caution's gone.
So NASCAR's going to adopt that, basically.
Well, did you
Trying
guys?
to be the Cars Tour.
they're trying to be WWE.
No.
What you know? What tonight
They
we're gonna have a competition caution at lap 12 of the 358 race. Let's just put them all back. Let's put them all back together.
Lap 10 and lap 20, we have a caution.
Yeah.
We did that in sprint car racing.
How many laps do they have? 20, right?
20.
10.
You
Lap
give
10.
guys
Just
clean
throw it
air.
out there.
You just give guys clean air then. You don't get any lap traffic. You don't have any nuance to it.
Only thing is, locally, I wish we have it, but I know we don't have it locally.
Whoa! Stop!
I love double fire
Hold on.
restarts.
Did you just say that you wish we had some sort of a competition / promoter caution in sprint cars?
No,
Did you say that?
no, not that part, man.
Okay.
I wish we could do the double fire restarts.
Oh, okay.
I love.
I
the
could get
double
down with
fire.
that. I like the choose cone and everything. I like that.
Yes.
That's fine. I'm fine with
I was very cautious when NASCAR took that, the pick your lane, but since they've been doing that, I love it.
I think we should do the PA restart rule: 3 wide on the front row. Instead of Delaware,
You mean
right?
Indy
We'll do 3
500?
wide on the front
It's
row.
Indy 500 rule.
Yeah, standing start, 3 wide. No, we can't do standing start. What do you think sprint cars should have starters? I mean,
50-50.
you're talking about all the controversial
think-
things here. Let's talk
I
about
think it would be nice to have when we have rain stuff. Rain.
it. Wait, only when it's raining. Only when
Yeah.
it's chance of rain.
Yes.
Strap them on.
Yep.
I don't think it works that way.
But it would be nice to have that.
These shows would last about less than 2 hours if we had starters on the sprint cars.
Well, that's what I said, just for the rain.
What do you think about like Outlaw Show here on a Wednesday night having a support division in PA? We see it everywhere else. Why not here?
We need another.
Well, like the extreme stocks that get
Yeah, I think
18,
we should have another one with them.
right?
That make it a little bit fun for that night.
Instead of fireworks.
Keep the fireworks.
Hey,
keep the
hey,
fireworks.
Amy loves
Keep
fireworks.
The fireworks. Nope.
Let's not slander the
Nope.
fireworks.
We gotta keep the fireworks.
Big firework guy. They had 39 seconds of them last week.
The less divisions, the better. That's my thing. Two or less. That's mine.
2 or less.
What with me like 410, 358, and then that's it.
That's it.
410s, 305s, 310s.
I say
358s,
what Wims goes.
Yeah, but what about Silver Crown, USAC, and 410s at
that's
Port?
different. That's a one night a year
Yeah,
thing.
you gotta do one night.
Oh,
like,
okay.
what Wims
That's
goes,
I-
it.
I'm just drawing the line.
Wim Grove does one night, 3 of them, and that's perfect.
Right. I think
Just one.
I'm 2 or less.
Because a buddy of ours was in North Carolina last night. He had 6 divisions. And the biggest car count in one of the divisions was like 14 cars.
Well,
Talk about a waste of a
listen,
night.
like a weekly track that's just getting whatever shit boxes that they get. Fine, get all the divisions you can. I'm saying 410 tracks, 2 divisions or less. That's it.
Get home.
Get home.
But when they have 2 divisions, then they screw around.
Either way,
It keeps more
Oh.
stuff on the track though.
it does.
Instead of having a big law.
I'm not here to see 3 street stocks though. 3. Is that really important? No. All right. Did you watch Selinsgrove last night? Did you follow along with that?
No, I was watching the Cars Tour.
You watched the Cars Tour
Yep.
with following Selinsgrove on my race pass.
No, it was on the FS1 last night. First time ever.
It was
being
on FS1.
national-
That's right. Who
national
won?
Dang it. I know the number. I forget the name. It was 23.
23. I don't
He
remember
literally-
either.
He literally, Landon Lawson, I think it was. He won. He led the whole race.
Okay, so
But had challengers.
So you have to inform me. Keelan Harvick, I've been following because I was a Harvick fan. He's in the pro.
Yes.
Is that a level down?
That's a level down.
So it's like a limited late model,
Yep.
super late model. So he's in the division down. I saw he finished 3rd.
Yep.
First time in North Wilkesboro. That's pretty good. I think he could be a good little race car driver.
I know. You got Harvick, and then you have Bush coming.
Brexton's coming.
Yep.
And it sounds like Kyle's talked about getting him in both dirt and asphalt.
Kyle is a big thing on that. He was just on Denny Hamlin's Puppet Cats.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, it was.
You know what kind of makes me mad about all that is that they're getting paid to do it now. I think it's fake.
Not what doing what?
These guest appearances and like
Actually-
Kyle Busch coming on high limit shows. They get points.
Yep. But
They
the
get
only thing
points
was,
for it,
Denny
and they
does
get
not
paid.
Get any point. Denny gets like
He gets half.
a quarter of it.
Yeah.
Half to a quarter.
Yeah.
Of those points.
I think
which
it's
is
kind
fine,
of bullshit
which
that they
is-
had to pay these guys to go show up and do these things. What do you
know.
think?
Agree to that one.
Prima
We need
donnas.
to have some personality, like they've been saying for
Yeah.
the last couple of years.
Yeah,
Well, if you want personality,
Any comments, Jimmy? What do we got?
Steph says the fireworks stay.
Steph is still hanging. Is Steph coming in here tonight?
No, unfortunately not.
She can't make it.
No, but
Super fan Steph.
have you guys seen any of the qualifying this morning from the Indy 500?
No, I've been drinking
Well,
beer.
There was curtain holder flipped this morning.
Someone flipped this morning in Indy.
Yep.
Didn't some other guy got hurt? Didn't he?
That was early this morning too.
early,
Yes.
Yeah, because they have 39 hours of qualifying. You have to like
they get
settle in for
7
that.
hours.
7 hours of
7 hours
qualifying.
today.
When it was Fox that was interviewing the EMS worker.
Yes, the
They
lead
weren't
EMS.
interviewing the driver out.
I mean,
So the
wow.
only problem is to that is when you run Indy, you have to do if there's somebody else wants to get in that call, they have to do a refresher test. So they already have somebody picked. The only thing is finding a time for that refresher to get it in before he can qualify in that call.
That sounds complicated.
It is.
I don't like it. When's
Where
that
it's for
race? Next
safe-
weekend.
Where the refresh
Next weekend.
refresher thing is for safety.
Oh, let's talk about next weekend. Where are you going to be next weekend?
Probably at home watching the races.
Stop it.
And what? But going to up in Williams Grove Friday, Saturday here, and then probably watching all 3 races on Sunday.
Okay, so
Listen,
you're
if you come up on Sunday, you have an open invitation to come to my camper and watch the Indy 500.
yeah, we're going to be up there all day. We're going
Where
to
is
watch
it?
all of
Which
them and
one?
then go watch
Port
Riker.
Royal. We'll be at Port Royal. I'm going to be at Port Royal
It's a little
all
bit-
weekend.
A little bit too far for me. Sorry.
What do you mean?
It is a little bit too
Well,
far
I'll
for
pick
me.
you up.
A little too far.
It is.
I've traveled 2.5 hours to be here this weekend.
Yeah, you live in Dover. It's on my way. Kind of north-ish.
Maybe if you come and pick me up, maybe
I'll
I will
pick-
go.
I'll pick you up. I don't know how you're getting home, but I'll pick you up. What do you think of that?
That's your pop. That's
Hey,
the only thing.
thanks for being here, buddy. Have a great night. Have
Thank
fun.
you.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
We'll see you, Chris. That's super
did you
fan
say?
Chris. What? I said Christopher. Chris.
No, Christopher only.
Listen, I don't have your birth
Christopher
certificate, my guy.
Noel.
I'm not your parent.
Not Noel. Not Noel.
He's super
Christopher
offended how you say his
Noel.
name. Christopher
I
Noel.
say Noel so many
Wait,
times,
is it-
and I apologize
What's
for
the
that.
last name?
No.
Noel.
Noll.
Noel.
Oh, it's Noel. Like not Noel. Hey, have a good night, buddy. It's good to see you, man. You're a good sport. Thanks, buddy.
Steph said, unfortunately, we can't make any races this weekend. World of Outlaw merch broke us.
All right, here. There's a special guest. I'm out of here. See you.
What special
Jimmy,
guest?
I'm going home.
We're going. No, we're signing off. It's after 3. Let's sign off. Let's
Here,
sign off.
come
Oh,
sign
yeah,
off.
let's
There.
go.
You sign off with Jimmy. I'm out of here. Prestige worldwide. Why?
This is the real Ryan Smith,
We
by
put
the
liquid
way.
paper on a bee, and it died.
So I want to give a shout out to Don Livingston and Livingston Lawn Care, 717-659-3339. Call them for all your landscaping needs. Well, I'm trying to read it from here backwards and everything. But seriously, thank you, Don. Thank you, Lincoln Speedway, for having this entire event. This has been fantastic. We're having a great time. And it's still early. We didn't even get to race time yet. If you are still thinking about coming here, just get here. You have plenty of time. Get here now. No balls. Get here now. Just get here.
This
And,
whole thing's been a lot of fun. Free drinks. There's a hot dog stand. Bricker's French fries. I think I saw chicken tenders floating around somewhere. I might have smelled them. Some barbecue sauce. I heard there's discounted tickets somewhere that I need to find. That
Really?
You get entered for a raffle, or not discounted. I'm sorry, but
Let's
there's
go.
you can buy pre-sale tickets and then you get entered for a raffle or something.
Also, don't forget about your free drinks. Yeah,
Free
boy.
drinks.
That was the first thing I said.
That's the first thing he said.
I didn't forget.
Matthew Bird, ladies and gentlemen.
I would recommend the one with the sour something or another.
Oh, whoa! We just got a
Can
free
you
show.
please come to this side of the camera, sir?
Steph said, can I repeat that phone number? Yes, I can. 717-659-3339. Hey, let's go. Thank you, Don Livingston and Livingston Lawn Care. Thank you, Lincoln Speedway. Thank you, everybody else that has supported this event. Let me read that one more time. Could you give me that sheet?
All the
Thank you.
drivers that brought their cars out, there's a lot of maintenance that goes into this.
Absolutely.
I don't know if anyone raced last night, but even if they didn't, like getting out here 5 hours early, like people don't understand there's a lot of work at the shop that these guys have to do. So to come out 5 hours early and just sit in a parking lot and have people ask you for autographs, it's a lot. So it's cool of these guys to bring them out.
Absolutely. So some of the sponsors that are sponsoring tonight: York Excavating, Livingston Lawn Care, obviously, the Lincoln Fire Crew, Ultra Shield, Darren and Manny Pittman, Beerhill Gang, Jeff and Kendra Bretzman, Golf Cart Services, Ott Racing Engines, Dottie's Family Market, L&M Tire, Jeff Barnes Collision Center, Racer Used Parts Warehouse, Bollinger Septic Service, PhilPools.com, Thornton Chevrolet, giving away 4 tires, and Lincoln Speedway, obviously, of course, and Hanover Autocraft, Lehman's Automotive, Leaf and Arrow Tattoo, Trone's Tag, Title, and Notary, Hauling Grass Property Maintenance. Today we're all Probies in memory of Brandon Little. Whitecomb's Produce, Mike Small Engine and Mower Repair, and Shorty's Funnel Cakes. Those are all the people supporting this event tonight. If you are in the market for any of their services or products, highly recommend that you go and do that. So we are going to sign off. Ryan Smith, thank you so much for joining us.
It was a great 3 minutes and 35 seconds that I was on here.
This is the real Ryan Smith. The real Ryan Smith. We're trying to get him to be our third guest or our third host in place of Chris Lynn here but he doesn't want to do it. Why don't you want to do it?
I get up too early for work. I can't be up till midnight arguing with Danny and Billy Dietrich like you guys do. I ain't got time for all that.
All right. Well, thank you. If you have time to get here, get here. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you're going to be here, we'll see you here. If not, we'll see you at the racetrack.